No, no,
Um,
that's definitely a powerful hook. Oh, by the way, I'm recording this privately. It's live, but I'm doing it on a private channel.
sure thing,
I
no
hope you
problem.
guys don't mind. I just forgot to mention I just started up now, and then I can watch how things go afterward or whatnot, and then possibly make it public if you guys don't mind as well.
But by the
That's
way,
fine.
Darren, I want you to pronounce the name of that god 3 times fast. I just put in the Google chat.
Oh, Miklakatuk to Miklanchuk Tulu.
You're having a hard time getting through it once.
Yeah,
Damn
that
Aztec
is
gods.
boy. All right. Does anybody happen? I doubt any of you picked Olmec as a language.
No, I've got who primarily speaks it? Curious. What
Who's
race?
the Olmec? They're humans.
Okay, the humans. Okay.
Yeah.
The reason I ask is because I have most of the major languages for racial: Elvish, Common, Gnomish, Dwarven, Orcish, and Halfling.
Well, you're kind of scholarly, almost a linguist. I could give you a chance roll that you might know a bit of it. By the way, it originated from the Ulman Islands, which is just to the west.
Okay, that's fine. Like I said, the reason I was asking is because it was a specific racial language. There's probably a basis in the original racial, but if not,
Okay, cat.
I have heard that I'm supposed to know 4 languages, but
And I would recommend you take some humanoid races or languages,
so
like bad guys.
I
Are
can
there-
speak Orcish.
are there some less obvious choices than the standard 5 or 6 races?
Actually, I'm going to take since we haven't started yet, Darren. I'm going to take Halfling out instead, and I'm going to drop something weird in there. I'm going to drop Troll in my languages, unless you have an objection.
No, no, go ahead. I just have to get a cat that is latched onto my chair.
I saw that. I was like, is that cat not? Is he refusing to move?
I really hate that I have a charisma of 8.
Oh, that's funny.
All the characters I've ever had like what mained like was secondary to Dex. Like their charisma was second.
I'm starting to enjoy systems that don't use a charisma stat.
It's important for talking and
Well,
diplomacy.
it isn't. The reason I don't like it as much as I used to is because charisma stats are great from a perspective of mechanics. But if somebody who's just naturally not charismatic, it doesn't matter what their damn charisma score is in game.
Okay, I'll be right back. Well, there's no exact timetable, guys. I mean, I hope you're not too much of a hurry tonight. It could go 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, I have so much to do. The only person I'd be worried about is the person that's already midnight 30, zero dark 34.
Oh, geez, eh? Trooper.
That'll be me.
What else would I...
You have the same problem with proficiencies like intelligence. You got a player that just doesn't know a damn thing, and they've got like an 18 intelligence character. It's kind of impossible.
Yeah. There's nothing like I don't mind it mechanically. I think because I'm trying to get into rules light systems that are more role play heavy than mechanics heavy.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I've started to branch out from second edition. I know all the rules for second edition. Once I go to these other systems, I'm forced to role play for everything because I don't necessarily know the rules.
Well, Song of Ice and Fire is my go-to system if I want to play a role play heavy system because there's no stats, there's just skills.
Mm-hmm.
And it requires you to actually know the fucking world you're playing in. If you don't know Westeros, you will never really function in that game. Doesn't bother me any. got to pull my Burning Wheel book off the shelf here tomorrow, probably, so I have it ready to go for Tuesday night. So I'm running around like I was tonight, trying to get my stuff together.
Where are you from?
Originally Gulfport, Mississippi, but right now I'm living in the mountains of North Carolina.
Oh, nice. It is gorgeous up there from what I have seen.
I like it. The politics here suck donkey dick, but
Yeah.
I'm a conservative libertarian living in a city that hasn't elected a Republican in like 30 years. So
Sounds like me when I was in Seattle.
So this stat right here, it says A. I assume it was 8.
It is 8.
Yeah, it
Okay.
should be.
Everywhere that there should have been an 8, they have a letter A for some reason.
yeah, that's a
I
guy
have
guy.
an intelligence of 9 and a charisma of 8.
Mm-hmm.
What if I want to cook you? Well, my my character, God help him, has a 13 strength but an 8 constitution.
Oh, I have a 15 of constitution. I'm very healthy.
Guys, if I die, don't try to resurrect me because there's a good chance I might not take it.
My constitution is 10.
Well, Brian, you understand why that's so important playing second edition. Have you ever actually had somebody fail a resurrection survival? So like they try to resurrect them and they die again. So they lose their 1 point of constitution for the attempted resurrection and then they die again. You got to resurrect them again.
No, I've never. Resurrection is extremely rare in my games.
It is in general, unless you're playing a high level game.
In 30 years of gaming, we've only had the opportunity to do it maybe twice.
The only second edition games I've ever played in any capacity that have a lot of resurrection are the old like Baldur's Gates games because you die so fucking often.
Because all your
all
your characters are capable of casting it.
Yeah, you die.
I think with the games I run, I don't really allow many people, or at least my players, to die that quickly. Only because most of my players have a plot in the whole sort of world that I've created, especially in like 5th edition games as well. But
So many languages.
Sean, you play the Coming and Nifrog with me and Jeff, so you know what death looks like.
Yeah, that was insane. That was insane.
What was you played the Coming with us last time, right?
Yeah.
We all fucking died.
Yeah, and in Rollmaster as well. Me and Jeff just got caned.
Well, you guys got kidnapped by elves. You're playing at Uruk High. They get kidnapped by elves and brought before Celeborn. You just weren't living through that.
yeah. On a system I never played before.
Well, the next time I run it, Sean, I'm running a game set in Khazad-dûm.
Nice.
And you guys are gonna. It takes place right before Durin's Bane kills Durin. So you can take a guess at what the end of that game's gonna be.
You want to watch the Wild Band, don't you?
It's not going to be an evil Balrog that's going to kill you all.
Ah.
Okay, it might be an evil Balrog that's going to kill you all.
Okay, gentlemen. Actually, I do need a couple things. Oops. Marching order.
That's a good question. I'm pushing the Ranger to the front. And I'm taking the middle. I don't want to die.
I'm going to be at the back only because my character is quite tall. He's about 6'3", 6'4", so he should be able to just ping across over anyone else. So I'll be more towards the back.
You
are Exum Mystic, right?
Yeah.
You're playing
near the back. Okay. Just give me 1 sec, guys. I'm just getting your tokens. I use that for my line of order. Okay, Danella.
What's up, Ian?
Good morning.
I'll probably be standing to the side of the back or in front of the back.
Front of the
back.
back.
Second to last.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So
pardon me.
You're the thief, Dale, aren't you?
Yep.
Do we have any?
So who's your point man?
I told you, man. Ranger's got to be the point man. Ian, you're getting voluntold.
You don't even need to say it twice, man.
Okay, so
That's Carl's intention. That's he's that kind of
Stefanos is in middle, back, front.
I don't want to die, guys.
Middle?
Yeah, I'm not very intelligent. I
That's
shouldn't
funny
be
because the rest of us
leading a
want you
group.
to.
Go ahead, Kyle. Where are you, middle, front, or back?
Middle.
Okay.
Definitely middle.
Brian,
Rear.
there's already X the Mystic is rear.
Maybe
And on it.
No. Don't get that mystic in the rear. We want somebody that can actually cover our back.
Right.
Wow, thanks a lot.
Okay, so you want to go behind X the Mystic.
Yeah, my thought on it is that we should have somebody with a decent armor class who can protect the squishy people.
I have a legitimate question. Do we have a cleric?
I am the cleric.
Okay, good, because without a cleric, we're all going to die.
Yeah.
Hey, now that's
Okay.
pessimistic.
Who am I missing? That would be... Hold on, I got Ian, I got Kyle, Dale, Son, and Brian. Is that everyone?
Should be everyone.
Okay, I got a marching order for a single file situation, okay? And now if you're attacked on a broader front, you guys will want to cover your flanks or you'll be outflanked. Who would take the left flank? Who would take the right flank?
Because I'm using a bow, you don't want me in the front.
I'm gonna go by the hand. I'm right-handed, so I'll probably be on the right.
Okay.
My shield is on my left side, and so I'll take the left side.
Good call.
What weapon are you using, Brian?
I'm using a +2 mace.
Awesome.
Also,
Okay.
Cleric.
I also possess a sling.
I do too.
Now, I'm just quickly filling in a couple things here.
Darren, I was half tempted to level up Tyrath to 7th level just to see what he could do in this adventure and watch how this group handled.
Oh, sweet.
Don't even worry about that. I was half tempted to level up Vama to do the same thing.
Hey, Darren.
It would have been,
Yeah,
but
yes.
Can we pretend like I had bought a dagger on the way?
Yes, yeah, you guys can buy anything you want. Basically, that's within reason. Don't go too crazy.
Yep.
You guys have money and... Oh, wait a sec. I screwed that up. What is X's AC? And I need Carl's AC as well.
5.
Wait.
Dex of 13, and I have leather armor.
Oh my God. Ian, I have the same armor class as
Okay,
you.
so he would have armor class
Nice
8.
I've got a 5 win in full frontal battle. My shield is often carried on my back though, so that changes things a bit.
Well,
Okay.
I'm screwed the pooch if I get surprised though.
We're going to be in a jungle, so attacks can come from any direction at any time and generally en masse. So expect ambush predators.
Speaking of which, Darren, I need to let you know my magic spells as well. I need on myself not my magic spells. Randy. I didn't know how you wanted to handle what we knew.
Well, that's... yeah, I kind of discussed it with a few people, and generally the clerics get to pick their spells that are appropriate, their deity. And then the magic users at this point, you can pretty well select most of your spells in your spell book that you wish to have. And then you have to select how many you're allowed to do a day from the spell book, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. But spell books, you don't know everything is not in your spell book
No.
normally.
No. You only get yeah, it's limited. You probably, at this level, you would probably have 8 to 10 first level spells, maybe, if you were busy.
Well, I was going to take something simple. I was probably just, for my 2 spells to start, we're going to be, one was going to be Magic Missile, one was going to be Burning Hands. And then I'm probably going to take Stinking Cloud as my 2nd level drop.
That's a good one. That's a good one to pull out.
You get the fuck out of dodge spell.
So X the Mystic, what is your AC?
That's 6.
And Carl, you said yours was 5?
Correct. Studded
Easy.
leather and a magic shield.
Thanks, guys. I almost got this ready. I'm just punching this in and customizing your tokens quickly.
Buffalo chicken strips. Never had a dog before him that would eat buffalo chicken.
How many hit points do you have, X?
22.
Thank you.
I feel so underpowered with the rest of this party right now.
Don't feel that way.
I've got like 25 hit points. I'm like, I got 9.
Whoa.
It's one isn't it?
I only have 9 hit points. I'm only a 3-hit dice creature, Ian.
Who has
Okay.
9?
Fair enough.
Who has 9 hit
Okay.
points?
Just tread carefully. That's all right.
Stefanos does.
So I think everybody's up to snuff. Ian, I'm ready to start. Is everyone ready to go, more or less?
Yep.
Double check, make sure I got any dice. Yep, I'm good.
Okay, so
Just before we begin,
Hey, Darren.
I just want to go across the line and get everybody's real name and their character's name and class, so I know who I'm addressing.
Sure. Okay. Hey, Darren, real quick heads up. Probably in about 20 minutes or so, I'm going to have to get up and do you-know-what with the white animal. I can't say it because he'll start to like panic and ram into me.
gotcha. That came out awkwardly, but
Well, I gotta, if I say the word, he knows
yeah,
what
I know that was. Anyway, gotcha.
Oh, and
And
heads up.
There's a lot of people on, by the way, so I'm just going to ask that watch the mic etiquette and stuff and muting. And I'm gonna, when we actually are in combat, I'm gonna be just starting probably from some cases left to right and so on.
So, question: reaction adjustment to initiative for group initiative. Does it take the person who rolls it, or does it take the best reaction adjustment for the party?
No, you get the best reaction.
Okay, so
Party.
I've got a +2.
Yeah, but that reaction is only for the effects if you're surprised or surprise somebody. Those are extra segments you get to act. That's the only thing where you get your dexterity adjustment added to. In the case of just rolling for when you meet somebody and who's surprised, you roll 6-sided. And if you have a ranger or a specialist, your odds are improved that you're not surprised. And I think you roll a 1, you're surprised. Normally you roll a 1 or 2, you're surprised. And now, if you guys roll a 1, you're surprised. If you roll a 5 or 6, you surprise somebody else, and so on. And then after we roll who's surprised, the next roll is a 6-sided by both parties. Again, no dexterity bonus in this case. It's just straight up roll.
And it determines which group goes first.
Bang. And if it's a tie, the actions happen simultaneously. And then there are instances of weapon speed factor and dexterity and that's when it gets a little tricky because. But we'll get to that. It moves pretty quick once everybody's moving along and on board.
One last legitimate question you may want to note. I'm getting 2 shots per round with the bow.
Yeah, so you get 1 at the beginning and 1 at the end of the round.
Yeah, and anyone else? I think a sling also gets multiple shots.
No, it's only 1.
And there's a couple homebrew rules. I introduced a critical fumble and critical hit. A bit of a slant, a critical fumble if you roll a 1 in certain circumstances, not all, but normally on a difficult attacks or something, there's a small chance you may break your weapon, drop it, or fall yourself, and get in a little bit of trouble. Or the enemy might have an attack of opportunity. And if you get a natural 20, the way it works, you roll percentage die, and if you get 1 to 85, you do double damage. If you go 86 to 98, you do triple damage. And if you roll a 99 or a 00, that's a kill. And you have to have your proficient weapon to do that and whatnot. Now, I'm testing that a bit to see if it's OP or whatnot. Monsters don't get that. Monsters only get double damage for critical hits.
Awesome.
Yeah, unless it's a specialty NPC, perhaps. You're fighting a 12th level evil cleric or something. I might have that more challenging in that regard. So is that okay with everyone?
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yep. Cool. So before we start, you guys can outfit yourselves, and you guys know you're going into a dangerous place and a jungle environment, potentially mountainous. And you were on the boat, like I said, for about 4 weeks. You kind of got to know each other a bit. And you get to know a little bit of each other's quirks, but not quite. You're still maybe suspicious of each other even or whatnot in some levels. They dropped you off at that little small port. You guys equipped yourself a bit more, spending a ton of money, and then headed inland. And on the way, you encountered this slave train. Now, we talked about it a bit earlier, and there was already a couple characters more down the neutral road, didn't want to get involved. One character who was practical, yet was sort of felt bad and wanted to free them. And we were just discussing that. So, Ian, you are, I sent you a little blurb. I hope I didn't go overboard with that.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, and so you found after a day traveling with this ranger guy, there's more to him than met the eye. Like, he looked really weird when you first met him. He had sort of the local jewelry on, and his hair was dyed, and I'm not sure, Ian.
Well, he's got a shaven head right now because it's so bloody hot down here in the jungles. But
let's start with that. Actually, Ian, why don't you introduce yourself? When you met them in the dark village of slavery, you wanted to get out of there as soon as you could. You were just so guilt-ridden. Oh, I'm not sure. Go ahead and introduce yourself. When these guys met you, their guide.
Right. Okay. Well, my character, as it is right now, I'll speak in. You'll be able to tell his voice, I'm sure. But his name is Carl. Carl the Warg is what he is known by before, but now people just know him as either the Warg or Carl. And he doesn't talk much. He's actually a little unsettling to be around after a while because he has a tendency to delay for a very long period of time to uncomfortable silence when addressed. He's gone kind of native, and he's gone a little crazy. Although he's not from this area, he's been down here for a long time. What I can tell you about him is that he had originally come down here as part of a larger group, and he's the last one remaining of it. And he's been down here for quite a while to try to find out what had happened to the rest of them. So he knows the jungle area very well, and he's looking forward to the opportunity. He's hired himself out as a scout, or not even hired. Maybe he's doing it for free, but as a scout because there's a group of people that are wanting to go down deep into that jungle, and nobody in this area knows the jungle better than him or the natives.
That's crazy enough to do it.
He's the only person crazy enough to do it.
So moving along, Kyle, your character.
There is Stephanus. He is about 5.5 feet tall, about 125 pounds. I'm actually have a picture of him sitting there on my cam. Mm-hmm. Gray hair, typical pointed ears. Wears kind of a long coat over his leather armor. He does carry a walking stick, but I'm not going to bother using it. He also has a short bow that he carries across his back with a sheath of 20 arrows. Actually, I'm going to say sheath of 20, but it's because you can't technically carry a quiver with 40. And he has a dagger tucked up on his chest between. Because you guys see how he has the belt across his chest. Can't think what that damn thing's called right now.
Soldier.
Thank you. He has it kind of stuck into a sheath right there on his chest.
What class are you?
Magic user thief.
Elf.
And I'll spell out the name for you there.
Stephanos, that's a great name. So, Asan.
So my character is a magic user human. His name is X, but was abbreviated by Xerx. His sort of backstory was that he was born into a illusionist family, but he didn't feel the need of wanting to learn all these the traits of illusionists, and it became apparent to his family and his tribe that he was going to be a troublemaker. Although a very strong-willed and very a very charismatic character, a very kind-hearted person, he was eventually banished, and he had to basically fend for himself. But of course, what wasn't his fault, because he didn't agree with all the ideals that his tribe and his family had. He set off on his own, and one thing led to another, and he ended up with along with the party. So he's in the jungle, kind of just looking around, really, figuring out what's going to be happening next. Of course, he has managed to pick up a few languages as well along the way, communicating with different types of races and creatures alike. He stands out about maybe 6'3" with a bit long hair, nice beard going, but is a bit scruffy. Wears a red cloak and has a quarterstaff that looks to be very, very aged from weathering and just from the sheer amount of use it's been having. And that's just a basic kind of overview.
And I forgot to ask everybody real quickly. Perhaps go to Kyle because we kind of know why Ian's here.
Yeah.
He's in it. He's on sort of his home turf, and he's lost in some ways, searching for his friends and stuff. Kyle, what kind of actually brought you to this area, or brought you on this, looking for this place?
For the Lost City itself.
Yeah.
Stephanos, being a delver and a collector of magical items, heard rumors that at the bottom of this city there is a gem of immense power that, if he could collect it, would basically put his name into the history books. And because of that, he's going to prove once and for all that not only is he a collector of arcane lore, but he's the best at it.
Could you make a arcane check, which would be an intelligence check, just for me to see how much, if you have any leads or?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Hang on, give me a second. We get this one out.
Okay, and then sorry, Hassan. So you were here. You're a bit of a wanderer, I sense. Like you have.
Yeah. He's basically just.
Why would he be in this godforsaken place?
Yeah, more or less. He's just out there. He's followed through places, gone through different parts of the regions, and eventually he's come up here on a boat ride. He did have an inclination that there could be something, going on. And with his sort of lawful nature, he wanted to kind of like bring justice.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a slant.
Yeah, although he isn't quite sure that there is something, bad going on, he isn't. He's going with his belly, and he's just going straight at it, and he wants to basically help out where he can.
Okay.
Hey, Darren, that was a 14 under 15.
Yeah, and I'm just give me a minute on that.
You're on.
So Hassan, sounds good. Yeah, and so you are a bit of a do-gooder in a way, or maybe not do-gooder, more lawful.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Dale, who's playing Donella.
Donella, yeah.
Go ahead.
This is a lady whose choices are always a mystery. She might kill an innocent for her own reasons, then turn around and dive in front of a friend in need. She is a bit of an airhead, which makes her, like, her tongue, the way she speaks, quite weak towards people. Although her looks could not technically kill somebody, but it's a saying. And she has experience in hunting, and she follows the goddess of hunt, Artemis. And do you mind if I have ties with UX?
Yeah, well, you met on the boat. You spent 4 weeks, and there could be more connection in earlier. It's up to you too, and I encourage things like that, of course.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to say it just because. So, Donella was a bit of a childhood friend. She considered X a childhood friend of hers, and they knew each other when they were younger. And she sort of follows him around per se.
Okay, so
she does her own thing, but like
they're friends, they hang out, they're partners, kind of fight.
Yeah, they like stayed friends.
Now, on a personal level, so yeah, you're sort of here because X is here, and it's good enough for you with, I guess, your low intelligence or wisdom.
Yeah, low intelligence.
Okay, and I don't know, I forget what your alignment is or whatever. You don't have to tell me, but your alignments might line up or not. That's something we'll get into a bit later. Who's next? We got. Oh, and what? Yeah, that's why you're here. Okay, so Brian, is playing Daniel, the cleric.
Daniel the cleric. Daniel has lived a fairly, not exactly a sheltered life, but he has always his life has always been planned out for him. So my parents wanted me to go into the priesthood. I've always sort of done what I was told. I've always done what was expected of me. The one time that I finally rebelled and said, you know what, I've had enough, I'm going to go and do my own thing, was when my wild child younger sister finally disappeared, and I basically left all of my other responsibilities in order to go and chase after her and find out what happened to her and if I can, rescue her, bring her home. She was the wild child that did exactly the opposite of me my whole life. And I've pretty much put everything that I've worked for my whole life on hold and said, you know what, that may or may not be there when I get back, but right now I need to take care of her first. So I'm kind of jumping into a part of the world that I am not very well prepared for. Because I don't know much of the territory, the languages, the people, the customs. I'm walking into a jungle in full plate armor, and that should mean something.
Yes, I think it's magical because it would be rusting as we speak.
Right.
Oh, interesting. What's your sister's name?
I was going to let you pick that depending on whether or not we found her.
Okay, well, come up with a name for me.
Okay, I will.
It's your sister. And and you found a lead. Okay, and for some reason, there was a strange rumor, Brian, that you heard that even though there were thousands of native slaves being brought away from this region, for some reason there had been a demand for Westerners. And that's why you got a lead that your sister might have, it looks like she was brought to that port and then brought inland.
My fear with her is because she was such a wild child, me being lawful good and her being something very opposed to that, my fear is that she is actually not necessarily caught as a slave and brought here. My fear is that because of the type of personality that she was, she may have decided that there's money in this and joined up to gather more slaves.
Now I see. Of course. Interesting. That has a whole different slant. Now, by the way, people watching or whatever, I should say, you people, like, I take this stuff and write it down and follow up if there's continuations and whatnot. And some of it works, some of it doesn't. And sometimes it takes a while, it's down the road. So you guys kind of know that about each other, and you realize that we're all kind of on the same boat. Well, you were, excuse the pun. And it's been a 1.5-day journey to reach this tribe that Carl knows about. Now, this tribe isn't particularly friendly, and they are known to make slave raids on neighboring tribes. And a lot of the tribes down here do that. It's just, and they've been doing that for a long time. It's just now it's become profitable, it used to be just sort of more of a cultural thing and just more of a warrior sort of spirit thing. But Carl really noticed that this forest now deep in the jungle has changed all that in the last 5-10 years. Now we about a day into the journey, just before you guys camped, you had to stay overnight one night before you came to this village. It's called Kraktu. It's Kraktu is the village you're going to, and that's when you found the slave train. Now, any questions before we get to this debate about backgrounds, or anybody want to know about anybody's class or whatnot? And I was just wondering about your hit points, X, real quick.
That is 22.
Yeah, you already told me that. Okay, I got it.
No
Damn. All right. So everybody might have a motivation more than others, and so on. Now I already talked to you about the options, some options available, and it could come down to vote. Does anybody have anything to say about how you should handle this slave train that you encountered in the middle of nowhere? And they were hauling about, like I said, 30 or more slaves harnessed together and not being treated good, of course. They're being whipped along. and they were cut and abraded, and they'd been traveling for probably a day at least or two from whatever stock they were being kept in.
Where were they being brought to?
Probably to that port. The
Is
port
this
of
a common
Stale,
sight in the area?
That port is called Stale. That slave port where they export them.
Is this a common thing to see? A small slave train being brought to?
Unfortunately, it has been getting common. Yes. Yeah, you've seen slave trains and you've been able to not do anything about it because you were alone, humping through the bush, right? But now you guys, I'm going to take. Now, if you guys want, you can kill them, free the slaves. That's happened in the past. That you guys can handle them, and I'm going to assume that you could, if that's what you want to do, it's done. If you want to ignore them, that's done. Or if you want to try some other alternative.
If we could converse amongst ourselves for a moment.
No, you don't have much time. They're going to be on you. You're going to lose. Well,
okay, then I have a question for the Dungeon Master. Then, what if this isn't uncommon, and Carl is familiar with this sort of thing? I mean, like what sort of guards do they normally have? Can you just go down and parley with them, and would they be fine with seeing a group of armed adventurers walking the other way? Happy to talk with them, or?
They would. They're very businesslike. They'd carry on. You notice a lot of the slavers are actually other natives, as I mentioned, from maybe different tribes or just bad natives or whatever. And if you wanted to, you guys could stand to the side. They would go by you cautiously. Not much they could do. They would just keep going by. And if you guys wanted to, you can attack and take them out pretty quick. And so...
can we give like 20 seconds for each of us to give our opinion?
I was just going to mention, I'm going to go left to right here. And yeah, about 20 seconds here. So Brian, that's you starting on the left. Could you go ahead?
I gave my opinion earlier for those that miss it. These men are going to have no rights and no path of progression to earn their freedom. If they were going to go into a situation where they did have rights and a way to get out, I'd let it go. But I would say free these people and scatter the slavers. Okay.
Dale, you guys having a quick discussion? And go ahead.
I'd just buy one, send them on his way with 2 gold. That's about it.
Okay, that's a little complex. So you want to interact with them and try to barter for 1 slave, okay, that's an option. That's going to be difficult. And do you have a lot of money?
I'd say I have like 10 gold.
That probably won't impress them. Okay. Hassan, go ahead.
I actually agree with Brian's character. For the greater good, at least, it makes more sense to free them, knowing that they have rights. Then we can let it pass. But if they don't, then we need to free them.
Okay.
Oh, Stefanos is going to quickly before they're on us mention that it's not our job to save anybody who fate has determined their fate already. We may be playing with forces we're not sure we should be playing with.
I agree with that, though it is a matter of conscience.
What was X's opinion?
Basically the same as Brian's, to basically set them free.
Which would mean conflict.
To a degree, but if it's if we can make quick work of it, then it wouldn't be that much of a problem.
I'd probably just follow what he would do. I wouldn't really care.
Okay, follow the major consensus. And Carl's a bit more complex. He's a bit tied into the politics of this place against his better wishes and his desires. But lately, his territory, he used to live. Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but go ahead, Carl. What's your call?
Good friends. If we interfere with these people, then we're going to have to take care of the slaves. What are you going to do? Leave them in the jungle? They won't survive 2 days out there. You want to take them somewhere? Then we will be deviating from our own mission. You want to take them up? Flicks the side of his scimitar. Yeah, we can make quick work of it, but then their lives will be on our plate.
it looks to me like most of the slaves in this group are natives regardless. And to me, better a refugee than a slave with no rights. At least as a refugee, there's a chance.
If we telegraph where we are going, we have to make sure to make this quick, and we'll make sure that every one of them is dead. We
Okay,
cannot have any
now-
witnesses.
Carl and Daniel have been most vocal in my mind, and so I'm going to give them each a persuasion roll. So you have your charisma at this point, and
Oh my
just
gosh.
what's your respective charismas?
Carl has a charisma of 7.
Okay,
Carl
go
is
ahead.
real
Roll.
persuasive.
Roll under your charisma.
Equal to or under?
Yep. Yeah.
Can do. 8. Nope.
Oh, that's 7 charisma. So Brian, you have to roll your charisma or less.
I have a 16 charisma,
Oh,
and I just we're rolling a d20, correct?
that's right.
I rolled a 4.
So Brian has convinced you guys, and he seems very impressive. And Ian, you kind of find yourself feeling a little bit. You quickly look at the natives scrabbling their way up through this ravine, and the whips cracking and stuff, and you think about your home people that you kind of sort of adopted you, and you feel a pang of guilt and even shame perhaps, and then you nod at him and you're right, and you think about what you left behind.
Yeah.
And you realize now that these people are going to the galleys of slave ships. They're going to the mines. They're not sophisticated slaves. They're not going to end up in cushy jobs or anything like that. They'll probably die brutally in some mine or something. So with that, the tide kind of turns, and you guys bushwhack this group. You take out the slavers, and you think you got them all, and you freed the slaves, and you did your best. You shared out some of your rations. You gave them directions and whatnot. It turns out that they are fairly competent, and they actually are natives. They're locals, and they actually survive quite well in the jungle. And before you know it, they melt into the jungle and disappear. After talking to Carl's character for quite a while and bowing their thanks and telling him, and they talked for about 20 minutes with Carl, and you can ask them some questions, Carl.
Are they all from the same village or same
Yep.
series of villages?
Yeah, they were a village that was recently sacked by this aggressive tribe that you know of. That has been infringing, and this aggressive tribe lately has become quite powerful, and you suspect they're being organized or taking orders, perhaps even.
Do we know where they're from? That would be a line of questioning. Where are they from? Where is their home village?
Oh, yeah.
Even being able to share that we're going deeper into the. We're looking for them. We want to keep on going with.
They're a bit shocked and puzzled that you guys are going in, and they tell you rumors of the ancient city that was there in Olmec. It means the Forbidden City.
Have I heard of this?
Yeah, yes, you have. Local lore and mythology. There used to be this city. It was Olmec, a branch of Olmec people that had went east, and they had started worshiping these super evil gods and whatnot, and then they degenerated. Apparently, and they worshipped snakes and all sorts of stuff, and their city apparently fell. And then recently, of course, there's been rumors that somebody's in there, and that, of course, has been linked with the massive increase in slavery coming out of here. And the strange fact that some items are coming into this place, like there's...
This information is going to be passed freely to my companions as well. Like if there's a translation issue, Carl is happy to be as well a translator as you can be. Highly intelligent, even though low charismatic.
They warn you about, just about a few local things and whatnot, and about the diseases in this area. And at the end of the adventure, if we continue or whatever, there may be a chance you get malaria or something, right? Jungle fever. So yeah, you quickly get some information. We'll get this moving along. And they're thankful. They move off. You guys dispose of the bodies. You stash the bodies, and you think you got them all. However, I'm going to get the ranger to make a tracking roll.
Refresh me on that. Is that a D percentile?
What is it? I think you just have something an 8 chance, right, Ranger? Something like that.
I'm checking right now. Let's see. Tracking is possible. It is a D percentile with modifiers.
it may be too late at this point, but my intent was not to necessarily slaughter all the slavers. I would have been satisfied with them being scattered. But
okay, so you called for restraint because once it was on, like they were fighting back, but you would have broken them and you could have chased them off. A few survivors.
Yeah, I don't have any concern about them being survivors or not.
Carl does, though. He doesn't want anybody getting away. Going back and telling their masters that there's an armed party looking for them?
Yep, so I'm going to assume that you bushwhacked them, and it got a bit ugly, and there was some emotion and whatnot, and the natives themselves probably jumped on a couple. There's probably casualties among them. So go ahead. For now, why don't you just roll unless you have it, go ahead. Anyone else want to do anything while he's looking that up, or to add to that little event?
Well, at this point, being a thief, you got to do the right things. I'm going through pockets.
I'm also a thief.
Yeah, I'm thinking me and Dell could be going through pockets here.
I'm just going to assume there would be some money, yeah. I'm
not, because this is supposed to be a one-shot. I'm not concerned with the amount, but that would be in character.
Gotcha.
I would be going amongst the
slave holders' pockets.
The wounded or the sick.
Okay, and I'm going to move forward pretty quick here. Like
the Rangers' percentage with all a base percentage is 90% in the outdoors, and then a minus based on how much precipitation has happened and how many hours it passed.
And go ahead, we'll go with the full 90 at this point because
29 success.
So you do know that a few got away, and they're gone, disappeared in the jungle.
Carl will just quickly say, we have to make haste. We can't be here for too long. They may be back with more.
And you guys move forward. And you finish your journey, and you come to this village of Kraktu that he was going to guide you to. From there, it was now, you talk to the local chieftain there, and this kind of place is a bit creepy. These people, you're not sure if there might be headhunters or cannibals and whatnot. There's a good indication. And we read that introduction, so I'm not sure if that's necessary, because it kind of goes, for several months, possibly even years, there have been reports of banditry in the jungles of the south. Merchants carrying precious loads of rare goods from the jungle lands have been waylaid, and their goods taken and their men captured or killed. Even then, those who survived those raids had to face headhunters, brain fever, giant leeches, cannibals, and leopards. Few men ever returned. The stories they told were fantastic and addled, surely brought about by the disease and the horrors from which they had to deal. Singing snakes, twisted and deformed ape men, men who were not men, and writhing, horrid flowers filled with their tails. Surely such things were not to be believed. Nonetheless, something had destroyed the caravans, and of course I've added a heavy slave element to this, which is hand in hand with this banditry. Furthermore, none of the goods taken from the caravan have ever appeared in the markets to the north, at least as far as the merchants can tell. Some were certainly identifiable. It goes on. Okay, so last night you arrived at this village. The chief and the shaman met with your party, and in answer to your questions, they told you of the Yuan Tai, our demon men, and their hateful minions, the Tasloi. These came from the forest, raiding and kidnapping those taken or never seen again. Only recently, the chief's son was stolen. The chief knows that you're experienced and powerful warriors, and he wants to make a deal. And he goes, free my son, and I will be forever grateful. And give you certain items, and you guys that gives you, of course, some more incentive. And I'm going to actually narrate through this quite quickly to get to the actual adventure part. I've already given you quite a bit of information. You don't really get anything more from them. They reaffirm that the shaman explains that with great seriousness that the city is a place where the ghosts of their dead enemies live, and to go there would result in the loss of a tribesman's soul. That's why they don't go near it. Therefore, to prevent the evil spirits from destroying the tribe entirely, they keep building these huge totem poles and putting them up everywhere. Elaborate ones, getting bigger and bigger and more elaborate.
So the evil is growing.
Yeah, they've felt a pinch. You know this tribe is sort of not evil. They're sort of local in many ways. Some of them might be cannibals and whatnot, but they're not. You've dealt with them before. They're a bit reliable. So you rest out here without a vent, and in the morning, he supplies you with another guide that shows you, because Carl doesn't really know this area that well. And this other guide takes you guys for a full day journey again. And during that time, there's some typical events and whatnot, and some creatures that you see and avoid, but nothing super dramatic. You do find some tracks. You cross a sort of trackway that had like a large body of humanoids had moved through there a couple days ago. The ranger notices they didn't take much care to hide their tracks. And they seem to have bent and head towards, and now you follow, like you join that track, a set of tracks, and it has traffic going both ways. You're on sort of an old ancient roadway that might still have use. But you don't encounter anybody on the road. It's been quiet. And toward noon, the guides are getting quite nervous at this point. And the Forbidden City appears to be located in a large rift set in the peak of a low, rounded mountain. You guys move your way up the side of the mountain. The trail starts meandering up the side of the mountain. Guided by 3 men from the nearby village, your party is carefully moved across a valley, and the ground is sloped upward and become a small gorge. A huge boulder almost entirely blocks the way ahead, and the guide stops, and one turns to your party and whispers, "Around the great rock is the land of the demon men. The great lone mountain is their home. We will go no further." With these words, the guide turns and runs into the jungle. And there are tracks that go around this large rock and seem to proceed toward, and you notice the mountain gets very steep. There might possibly be an entrance into the side. And so we're going to sort of start now, and I kind of sped through that a bit, I realized. I just kind of want to get it going, and to the mountainside. Okay, so any questions anybody have so far?
Nope.
All good?
You mentioned the tracks that we're following, and you said humanoid. Can I differentiate between human and humanoid?
Yes, you noticed some are pretty large, maybe too large to be human. You could make a track roll now, and this one would be minus 60 just to actually ascertain the differences and maybe specifics.
Can do. 42, that would be a failure.
Okay, it's hard to tell. There's some big prints. There's a couple that are clawed, but you can't get specific races at this point.
But they're definitely not the standard jungle tribesmen.
No, and now the ranger's kind of out front, and he's gone to the edge of the rock, and he looks around, and behind the rock there is a large sort of rift gorge. It's probably about 150 feet wide. There's this open area. Now at this point, I'm going to bring you guys to this other map, and it's the Roll20 map, and so you can check out and quickly tell me. You shouldn't be able to see the whole map, and if you do, let me know, because I screwed up.
I just realized something. I have to go back in there.
Where did I put that? Okay, there it is. And this is optional. You don't have to use this map. You can use Theater Mind.
Clear?
Yeah, and you should have limited field of view.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fog of War or something is on. It's nice and black.
Yeah, you should be able to see a little bit, though, right?
Any particular reason I'm on the map twice there, Darren?
It looks like everyone is. They're sort of duped.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm duplicated.
I'm not sure why it would do that. So that's the marching order. So there's 2 of you guys? I only see 1.
Well, I'm right here, and then I see another me right there, unless that's supposed to be
That's me. That's me.
We look exactly the same.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, okay. Sorry
Lazy
about that.
GM. Lazy GM.
Oops, I'm. That's funny. I was going to give it to that other guy there. Hold on. That's why. Okay, my apologies.
You're fine. I'm just picking on you anyways, dude.
Well, for now, we'll just leave it. So you see this gorge up ahead, and you guys are a little bit closer than it should appear. And I'm going to stick to theater mind for now. Just leave your people where you are for now. You see that there is one cave entrance up ahead, and there's a lot of vines and creepers around. Now the ranger has looked around and he notices that over in this area over here, there is a much less traveled section of the cave goes around the corner. And he hasn't gone that way yet to investigate, but so far this is the only entrance. It's a 20-foot wide tunnel. It seems to be a cut. It's not natural. It's taken advantage of this natural gorge, and then somebody's cut it, and around it there's kind of like a Aztec sort of snake motif, large rocks and whatnot. Really well built, but overgrown now and chipped and broken.
Unless somebody else has a better idea, Carl has the inclination to look at that side, that secondary or tertiary passage over there.
The road less traveled, I agree.
Well, not only that, but it would really be, you know.
You could give us some information.
Let's check it out at least. We can't let it go unseen.
So I just reversed the marching order. And Carl, I'm just going to move the party around, or I'm going to move you around the corner.
Fair enough. Now, he's using some due diligence there, with like being able to look around a corner a bit quickly and try to use hand signals, even if the people behind Carl do not understand the hand signals. He's going to do it without even thinking.
Universal one some. So you guys let Carl go a little bit ahead. He seems to move really quiet through the jungles and stuff, and he hardly makes any noise. And he creep ahead. Up ahead, Carl, I should give you a bit more light to look. There we go. You'll see more now. You'll see that there's up ahead, there might possibly be a secondary opening, a smaller one, much less used, in fact, very little used. And it's in a little gorge, probably about 40 feet across, kind of opens up a little bit. You can kind of see that up there. And you relay that back to the rest of the crew that are waiting back about 50 feet or so, cautiously standing around looking.
I'll gesture like an affirmative head nod and move forward a bit more. My falchion is in hand. My shield is on my back.
All right. And the rest of you guys want to follow up, keep like a sort of 40, 50-foot pacing behind him?
Yes.
Or anything else you want to do?
I'm definitely letting him take the lead. I'm giving him as much room as I need. Again, I'm trying to stay towards the middle of the pack.
Also, if you want to, at any time you can cast a spell or ready a different weapon. I'm assuming right now you guys have weapons drawn and thinking about a light source. Now, Daniel the cleric has a continuous light cast on some gizmo, right?
Oh.
Which shines really far. That's why you guys can see quite far.
That's what we're using as our own light.
Yeah, but Carl, are you the elf or are you the human? Because I've given the elves sight under dark sight.
Carl is human.
All right, so you suspect, Carl, there might be something up here, so you move a little bit further. You can move a little further ahead. It's hard to tell from here. The whole place has a lot of vines and overgrown bits.
I want to make sure that if we're using the continual light, I just want to make sure that the extent of that light, I don't close that distance more than about 20 feet.
Daniel has the light. He's at the very, very back of the pack.
Right.
And the light is just cast on the end of a stick of wood like a wand. And when I need to conceal that, I can just slide it up a sleeve into a little sheath that it will hold there on the inside of my arm. That way it can be concealed if necessary. And you can stay to the front and be out of the light if you wish.
Right. Okay, so you can. I'm going to move Carl ahead again. You move up ahead, and at the end of the ravine is a small cave mouth. Can you see that, Carl? The area is heavily overgrown, and there's lianas and ferns and brilliant orchids and bright yellow flowers hanging down around the entrance. And there are many crannies and nooks in the rocks in this area. And there's rivulets tumble through these and making the ground damp and muddy. And there's like heavy, thick sponges and ferns. It's quite lush and beautiful in one way, but it's also a little bit spooky. And the rest of you guys are following up behind this ranger, and he's being pretty cautious. So
Carl's
Carl,
gonna remove the shield from his back and strap it to his arm.
Roger. And you're still about 60 or 70 feet away, but you can make that out. So you have two options now. You can go through the bigger entrance, and this seems to be a little side tunnel. That's yeah.
He'll look back and repeat that. Road less traveled, eh?
It wasn't that hard to find. Like it wasn't like it was hidden or anything. It's just so it still could be guarded or whatnot, but it's really quiet.
Falchion's going to be sheathed, and his hand axe is going to come out.
Okay. Anybody else have any preps, any spells or anything they want to do before we move in? Now, this light source will be the continual light. Then I'm assuming when you go inside, and I'm assuming you're going this way.
Yeah, let's move.
Okay, go ahead. I'll move. Now, rather than I'm going to grab the party icon, and for now, we'll just use that for now.
Carl will also just whisper to whoever is the nearest behind him, give me a bit of space, eh? If they come for me.
Yep, so is that appropriate? They're about 30 feet, 40 feet behind you. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Carl, as you get closer, you definitely see it's a tunnel, and it's got a lot of growth and almost covered with vines and plants and all sorts of things. Yeah.
Since I'm getting in like a certain amount of distance, I'm going to like sheath my dagger I had out, and I'm going to pull out my sling of seeking.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, can I just get a quick? What are all of our classes again? Ranger here.
Magic user thief.
Magic user thief.
Yep.
Magic user human.
Magic user.
And a cleric and a ranger.
So Carl is about 15 feet from this cave entrance. And what do you want to do, Carl? The rest of them are kind of hanging back. They're creeping up a little slowly, like they're kind of.
Yeah. If they come closer than about 20 feet, I'm gonna put up a hand signal that I'm trying to say stop, like, or slow down. You know, like a little push there. 15 for 20 feet is gonna be my mark, but I want to go over to the as far into that cave mouth as I can, sort of hugging the right hand wall, shield in front and hand axe ready to use if possible. But just to see as far as we can in. We're still using that continual light, though?
Looks like it. Well, you'll need it when you go in, for sure.
Well, we should get that stick and throw it as deeply in there as we can, huh?
If we want to be clever, we can strap it to an arrow and fire it in.
Now, before you can do that, Carl, I need you to roll a 6-sided, and you're the ranger, so...
For surprise?
You're going to be the go-to guy kind of for that, all right?
Okay. I surprised 3 and 6, by the way, and I am surprised only 1 and 6.
Yes, and it is
6.
Okay, so you guys, what happened there is you guys surprised. Well, you heard a noise behind you, and you realize now they weren't trying very hard to hide their movements. And coming from this area right here, you see stumbling out of one of the crannies. Everyone kind of shudders. It's this yellow-skinned sort of zombie-like creature that has vines growing out of its eyes and other orifices, and it stumbles forward pretty quickly. And there's 4 of them come out of this area here. They were kind of hiding in the rivulets in the foliage. And give me 1 second. And so you guys have a full segment to act. And if you have any dexterity reaction bonus, you add that, you get more segments to act. So if you have a +2 dexterity reaction bonus, you have 3 segments to act. Now in a segment, you can do quite a few things. That's like a 10-second interval. So you can run away, for instance, and so on. You can attack if you can do an attack in that amount of time. Some spells can be cast in 1 segment. I meant to cover this earlier just to let you know that's how surprise works. And you surprised these creatures.
Oh. How many of them are there again?
And they spook you out. There appears to be 4 so far, and they have vines that kind of snap off them and stuff like that. They were really well hidden in, and they are wearing armor and such. Some of them, they're in different kind of patchwork bits of armor, and some of them are humanoid. There might be a half-orc there, and they have bits of armor and whatnot like that. So some of them have different armor class.
I'm going to try to turn these undead.
Okay, so everyone has to declare what they're going to do. And we'll start with, Brian. So he was first. So he declares he's going to try to turn. Dale, what do you want to do?
Well,
Hey, Darren, I just wait for a second. Where are these undead that we're supposed to be seeing? Okay, I see them now. Okay. Look like zombies, maybe?
They do look like zombies with a bit of a twist, though. They have this kind of yellow look to them, and they have their veins stand out of this kind of green lattice work under their skin. And like I said, their nose and eyes and ears, their orifices have plant life coming out of them, and they stumble forward.
I wasn't here when you said that, by the way. I had to go hit the bathroom and let my dog take a bath.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, yeah. So they're zombie-like, and they come forward pretty quick. They look pretty tough. They have that herky-jerky kind of undead, unnatural strength. You know what I mean? They twist and move awkwardly, and effectively. So Dale.
Assuming I have it doesn't really matter. So I'm just gonna start swinging around my sling and hit the first one closest to me.
Okay, and actually you could do that action right now because
if he does that, that one won't be turned, and it will attack him, and my turn won't. My turning of the undead won't be effective.
Are you going to kind of shout that? I don't know, like tell. Are we going to know that you're using the spell?
My turning undead is not subtle. Everyone would know what I'm doing. I'm calling upon Athena and turning the undead with my symbol out.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going. Can I ready an action and like as soon as it gets close enough to hit me, I'll like just flick it at it.
Yeah, and then we're gonna roll initiative. Yeah, we're gonna roll initiative next, and then that's when you have your real rounds. So Daniel's turning. Donella's ready in action. X the Mystic.
He's going to. He's going to try and turn around and try cast sleep on the one closest to him.
Oh.
Okay, I'll let you have an intelligence check to see. You sense that these being some sort of undead-like creature.
I got a 17.
In your intelligence?
That's 1 over my intelligence.
Okay, so you go ahead with your spell. And then Stephanos.
He's going to shoot one of them with his bow.
Okay, so now to start with, Carl, you turn around just in time to see a couple of these little yellow flowers that were close to your head. They kind of puff out this little bit of pollen, and they start going. You'll have to make a... I'm not sure if you make one, actually. Okay, this flower's puffed dust, the smelling kind of rotten, musky pollen in your face, and you have to make a saving throw versus spells.
Okay, here we go. 13 is my save. Failure.
Oh, is that going to make it?
No, I
Did I
failed.
give you? Okay. You guys notice that all you can see is that Carl walks forward, and he kind of put his arms at his side and just he straightened up and just walks in, sort of out of sight. You can sort of see him. He's just standing still, and then you can see perhaps some vines wrapping around him.
Oh no, he's been turned into one of them.
It's been fun, guys. It's been fun.
So Ian, you feel these. You just feel yourself sort of in this euphoric kind of blur. You've lost control of any will or any sort of commands of your body. You just stumble forward as these tendrils pull you. They kind of grab you by your neck and stuff and pull you forward and turn you around slowly. And then you feel these tendrils reaching, and some of them are trying to pierce into your eyes and go into your nose and into your mouth and orifices.
My orifices. That's not nice. Okay.
And just give me 1 second.
Did my turn have any effect on them?
No, absolutely none. And that really puzzled you because you've probably in your career dealt with some undead here and there, and you thought you knew what zombies are and so on. And these, you were convinced they seemed like undead, yet it had absolutely no effect on them. I don't even roll.
Okay.
Nasty. Sorry, Ian. So these zombies, who else has done something? All right, so Donella, you see Carl like, what? He kind of just stands in the entrance with all these tendrils wrapping around his head. And you're whipping your sling, and these zombies seem to be attacking you guys. They're going to try cut you off. Did everybody make their move, their surprise move?
No, I got to shoot real quick.
Okay, yeah, go ahead then.
Just a quick question though as well. I mean, if we surprised them, but the thing still ambushed me,
You walked into it.
I just walked right into it.
Oh yeah, so it says
for posterity sake. Aaron, what's their armor class?
Gotcha. I was just looking.
Early to say posterity, isn't it?
What do I roll for
Their armor class is 3.
Okay, I'm still probably going to hit him here.
I can let you know if you have any bonuses to your attack.
Yeah, so it's going to be a 19 minus 3. It's going to be a 16. So I hit armor. Oh, no, I actually just miss. I hit a 16. I hit armor plus 4.
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah.
Yeah, I hit armor plus 4. Jesus. Rolled like a champ and still missed. It's because of my fucking adjustment on my bow.
You do notice the leader guy in the front, he's got a really nice sword in his hand. It kind of stands out. Like these zombies have weapons.
Nice.
2 of them don't, but 2 of them do. One has sort of like a rusty old mace, but the leader guy has a sword that looks like it was the day it was made. So now, you guys, you get that free action, and now we roll for initiative itself. So we roll 6-sided with no. And that, I guess Carl can roll that again.
Yeah, he'll let me handle that still. Okay, as point man, 3.
So you beat them. You guys go first. Now you have to declare what you're going to do. Something's happened, Carl. Well, Donella saw it. And we'll start with Donella. I'm just going to go down the line. Now, first of all, anyone declare any spells? Actually, you have to tell me what you want to do right now. Donella, go ahead.
Well, I was wondering if I could run over and help, or is it too far?
It's about 25 feet. You could definitely run over there and try your best.
Yeah, I'm gonna run over there and help.
Okay, so the zombies. Yep, that's what your move's going to be. I'll actually leave you there for now. So X to Mystic.
Last round, I was preparing the sleep spell, so I'm going to cast it this round.
Oh, pardon me. If that costs less than 1 segment, I think that only takes 1 segment, right?
Yeah, correct.
That's a free spell.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you can cast another spell now if you want, but you go ahead.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to... That's quite...
Oh, son of a bitch. Darren, I did my math wrong a second ago. You know that?
For your attack?
Yeah. 17 plus... Oh, no. Oh, I did it right. God damn it. Man, I'm fucking... One of those weeks.
Okay, well, I gave you that hit. I'm okay
No,
with
I mean,
that.
still, I was doing my math again in my head. I was like, did I do that right? Never mind. 17 plus 2 is 19. There we go. Eek. Some stupid reason I thought I was off by 1, and I don't know why. Eek. Anyways.
Okay, no problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cast Wall of Ice to give everyone enough chance to close in, and then if they come through, then we can start attacking them or kind of blind spot them.
You can use that to damage them if you wish. Can you?
That would make more sense, actually.
I don't think you can do that, actually, because it takes a while for the Wall of Ice to form. That spell takes like something like 5 segments or something to cast, doesn't it?
Let me double check. It's 4 segments.
Yeah, so it would have to be quicker than that.
Yeah, okay.
To capture somebody. They pretty well have to walk into it. Like, this Wall of Fire is the same. It's hard to put a Wall of Fire in somebody. It takes a while. He's not going to stand there.
Okie dokie. In which case, I'll just fire a magic missile.
I made a one mistake. There's actually only 3 of these.
Okie dokie.
So far. Okay, magic missile.
No
okay, go ahead. That automatically hits.
Yeah.
And they make a saving throw. And I guess you're going to target one of them, or do you want to split your missiles up?
I'm going to try... I'll just go for the one.
Okay, that does 2d5 per level, per missile. And I'll roll a saving throw. I said I'll roll a saving throw. There we go. Worked that time. 12. That is a fail. Just make sure of that real quick. Fighter level. Oh, yeah, definitely. So does full damage. Roll 4-sided +1 and times that by your level. Or you can roll 4-sided.
4-sided. Okay.
Because remember to add the +1, because then it's 2 to 5 damage.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. I got 10 altogether.
Okay, describe what happens here. So 10 damage. It seems to work, but it didn't.
Problem.
Yeah, the missiles hit it.
No worries. So X the Mystic kind of just spaces out just a little bit, raises his staff, and just directly slowly to himself, speaks to himself, the evocation of the magic missile, and then with a jolt of his, he raises his hand forward, and out comes this massive missile that goes straight through to the zombie-like creatures, and it completely combusts in their face, which seemingly looks to have done some damage, but is still standing.
And pardon me.
What just happened?
Yeah. Slap. Okay, so it hits it, and parts of it break off and whatnot, but it keeps coming. It did some damage, but these things, it appears to be pretty tough. And this big one appeared to be at one point been some mighty native warrior, and he has got this wicked sword in his hand for some reason. But you did hit him, and he stumbles a bit, but still comes on. And who would be next? That would be Daniel. To your horror, your turn just didn't work at all. And so what do you declare you want to do now? These zombies are rushing you guys.
That depends. What is the scale of the squares on the map there?
10-footers.
2, 3, 4.
And you can use, there's a scale function on the left side. There's a kind of looks like a comb in the left taskbar.
So am I, let's see, can you see my arrow here? Am I this guy far right?
No, your name's there on your, you don't see the name?
I do, but I'm not sure if that's me or if the guy with it. Is the label underneath me or to my left?
It's underneath you.
Okay. I will cast, because he's just there at 54 feet,
Mm-hmm.
I will cast Prayer, which has a 60-foot radius.
Okay.
This will give everyone in the group a +1 to hit, a +1 to their saving throws, a +1 to their armor class, and it'll give all the bad guys a -1 to their saving throws.
All right, so what we should do now, if you want, there when you select your person, underneath there's 2 little white circles. You can open one up, and you can put down, use one of those symbols underneath to remind yourself of things. So everybody, remember you have that armor class bonus and saving throws bonus now. It's kind of up to you. Who would be next? Stephanos.
Stephanos needs to make another attack. He's just going to be trying. He's going to.
Okay, yeah, he gets his other shot.
Back of the round on him.
I have a question. Does that affect does that bonus from the prayer spell affect Carl as well?
Yes. It should. He's within an area of effect.
I don't know what's become of me though.
Neither do I. But you are. I measured from my distance to where you were, and you were just inside of my area of effect. So long as you're still friendly, you get a +1 to hit.
Well, thank whatever spirits you have. I may be still friendly.
I hope so.
So Darren.
Yes.
I just rolled a nat 20.
Wow. So now roll your percentage die. If you get over 86, you do triple damage, and it might have a kill shot if you get a.
I got 38.
So double damage, and you hit the leader guy with the sword.
No, this is an arrow for 8 damage.
Nice. 8 total.
So this time I kind of line up my shot, Darren, and I take an aim at his eye, and it actually finds its damn mark. So this thing's now wandering around with the arrow sticking out of his face.
Nice. Oh yeah, it's your dorky looking arrows right through his socket, and it hits him good. And, but he still comes. But it's a bit awkward now. You've done damage to him definitely, but he's got this wicked sword he's waving around. So Donella, everybody else is kind of moved, and Donella's running, and you'll be able to escape before the zombies close the distance during their round, because what they're going to do is close in and attack. So you run forward and make a wisdom save. Now, you realize there's some danger there. You're not sure exactly what. You see your friend or party member being grabbed by these tendrils, and he's just standing there. He's still holding on his weapon, but his arms are just slack by his side. And you're about 10 feet away from him, 10, 15 feet. And did you make your wisdom roll? And how would you like to help him? Oh, so you rolled a 10? And your wisdom is 10 or better?
It's 12.
Okay. So you recognize now it's making sense. This plant thing has grabbed his head, and you can see that these tendrils are now there's one going up one of his nostrils. There's his mouth's open, gaping, and there's a big tendril going right down in his mouth.
Whatever you do, don't let me become one of them.
Well, I'm assuming they're all kind of clumped up if they're all going towards his face. I'm gonna sort of do like a swiping motion down in front of him with my I'm gonna drop my sling, and I'm gonna pull out my dagger and just do like a swiping motion and like try to cut him.
You also notice he's covered, his face is kind of covered in what appears to be, this is before you sort of rush in, his face is kind of covered in what appears to be kind of a pollen and some sort of dust. And you sense a danger in that, and when you get close, you made your wisdom roll, and it's not surprising you. So you stop. As you get close, you see some these plants come out, and these tendrils with these yellow flowers on them are kind of seeking toward your direction. And you can still go in, but it's kind of creeping you out a bit. And your friend, though, it's scary. He doesn't. Carl looks. It's horrible. It's like a Call of Cthulhu thing. So I'll leave you just momentarily and you can still finish an act. You still have a few segments to act. But meanwhile,
question: do I get my second attack yet, or is it? No, it's after the zombies. Okay.
yeah. So yeah, they'll get a move now. So X the Mystic one runs at Daniel, and it attacks him. So what is your AC? Never mind. He rolls a 4. And he swings at you with that big sword. And it's like a bastard sword. It might even be magical. The thing is just glittering and flashing. And why he has it, you're not quite sure. But it does miss. You take it off your shield fairly easily. This next one goes at X the Mystic. Do you have anything you can do before it takes a swing at you?
Let me see. Am I okay in trying to cast shield as an evocation? It then takes 1 segment.
You have okay, I was going to say you have 1 segment before he reaches you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that'll add to your armor class.
Okay. So altogether, that is my AC becomes 4 as a result of all that.
Okay, this zombie swings at you with this rusty mace. He needs a armor class 4. He needs a 12. Oh, pardon me. And he misses with the mace. Big cut. And you're like, whoa. And the last one, 1, 2, 3, 30. Okay, so it's just out of range, but Donella, you see this other zombie lurching toward you. He won't quite reach you. And that's the end of that round, and you have your bow to shoot, Stephanos.
Hang on a second. I gotta roll 18 or better. Oh, goddamn, I missed again by 1. I keep rolling like a champ. I rolled another 17, but
now don't you have the prayer or something going, or that was?
Oh, wait, that's right. We do pray. That's a bonus too. Well, +1, isn't it?
I think so.
It is.
Okay, so remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually going to turn that into a hit.
All right, so this guy,
For
he's
another
down in
3.
hit points. Damage.
Another 3.
Okay,
I'm
so
going to
he's
shoot the one that's right there next to me on whoever that's standing next to me.
yeah, that's the guy at the sword.
Yeah, that Daniel.
Yeah, and you hit him, and he's got 3 arrows in him now, and he's been hit by he's tough. He's a lot tougher than the other ones. Like he just is bigger and fresher or something, but he's damaged. He's smoking and stuff. He's got a big chunk of his torso has kind of been blown off, and you can see the part that's blown away. There's plant tendrils in there and stuff. Like it's creepy. He's kind of some sort of plant zombie or something. So now we go to the next round, and we roll 6-sided to see who has initiative. No, wait, I'll roll 20. I rolled a 4. Go ahead, Carl. On the 6-sided. Or is that a 6? Oh, yeah, duh. I did it on 6. So is Ian here? Hey, you're muted.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm back. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, roll 6-sided. It's next round.
Oh, gotcha. Here we go. D6. 4.
Tie. So these are no, these are actually special zombies. So things are happening simultaneously, but I'll let you guys conduct your moves first. Now, this is where a particular weapon or act might be quicker than theirs. Now, them being zombies, they just get their 1 attack, and it's not particularly quick. So I'm going to assume you guys have the edge in that regard for like hand to hand. But first of all, Carl, there's an intense agony goes through your head as these tendrils are entering your brain. They're actually forcing their way around your eyeballs and in your ear, and there's a flash of intense pain as you feel your very cognitive processes being destroyed or perhaps nullified. Your intelligence goes down by 2.
Really hurt me. Flesh
And
wound.
this thing seems to be wanting to... You're not sure what's happening to you in this weird, euphoric, awful nightmare state. Donella, Now, there's nothing you can actually do at this point, Carl. Let me have a quick look. Ouch! How many? What is your intelligence? Like
After modification,
yeah,
11.
right. So Donella, you see this horrific event happening, and his eyes are just going wide and wide, and there's these tendrils, and there's kind of blood trickles out of a couple orifices in his head. But you see this zombie coming in from the side, and things have gotten very difficult here for the group. That being said, Donella, you can make a move. You're still about 10, 12 feet away. These flowers still are swaying, and your friend's still in their clutches.
Well, I'm assuming if it's like spewing pollen, I'm just gonna put something over my face. I'm assuming I have like something to block my face, and I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna run through it.
Ah, okay. Run straight through, and you can run by Carl as well. So you pull your shirt up or your cloak around your nose.
Mhm.
And what's your race? Can you see in the dark?
I'm a human.
Okay, so it does get dark in there, and you run through the tendrils. Now they splash you with pollen and so on. I'm going to give you a +4 saving throw bonus because you did that you covered up. Now you're going by Carl. I'm not sure if there's anything you can do. So go ahead and make a saving throw. So roll 20-sided.
Okay.
And add 4.
Hey, Darren. I'll be right back. I'm going to get the dog inside because he's throwing a hissy fit.
Gotcha.
Is that also with the prayer?
Your thief. Yeah. What bonus do you get with that?
+1 or to saving throws?
Yeah, to saving throws.
Cool.
+1 more? Okay, so you're +5. You're looking at 11. Oh, you have to roll 6 or over. That's a pretty good saving throw. A 14. So yes, you pull through, and you could tell you did the right thing. This stuff, he accidentally probably breathed some in, and then it pollinated inside him, and it's a sedative. That must have numbed him, and for some reason you're kind of cluing into that now. Now, where do you want to run? You can run about. Well, if you're running, you can run quite a ways into that tunnel.
It depends. How far does it like stretch out? Where does it like stop?
All right, so you go into the tunnel, and it goes. Now you can't see because you don't have a light source going, right?
Yep.
So it just goes into the darkness. Now, actually, I gave away a little bit what you see, but
I'm not paying
you
no
lose
attention.
sight after about 20, 30 feet. It's dark, but you hear a few noises down there, clicking noises.
I'm assuming pickup is a action, right?
To pick up an item?
Yeah.
Like out of a pack or something? Yeah. Yeah, you can't. You have to have it ready otherwise.
Can I make my action first and like pretend I moved?
Well, you just kind of have to declare what you're doing.
Yeah, you're right.
So you kind of moved into the tunnel, and you ran by Carl, and you still have a bit of time left. Like you stopped because you realize it's dark in there, and you ran about 10, 15 feet past the entrance, and there's the yellow flowers can't reach you at that point. There just seemed to be a curtain over the entrance, somewhat. Mm-hmm. Okay, now I'll leave you for a moment, and we'll go to the other 3. Now, these 2 zombies, one of them went toward the creeper, and we'll leave that for now. So X the Mystic, you still have these 2 in front of you. One of them is fairly wounded, the one with the sword, and the one in front of you, which is this one here, is he's fairly fresh. Not nearly as tough as the big guy, but he's fresh. He's got that mace. Remember, he's swinging at you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What am I gonna do?
I have a question. It's not my turn, but
Right.
are the zombies avoiding me because I carry a light source? Are they reacting to my light?
No, they would, and it's out, right? Technically, you're outside now too, so that your light doesn't have near the effect it would in like an underground environment or something. It's sort of like a flashlight and daylight out here.
Okay. Who is that that's just to my immediate left?
X the Mystic. Their names are underneath their tokens, and can you not see their names? Or I have to make them
I only
available.
see a name for my token.
Oh, okay. You know what I have to do? I have to go. Gotcha. Now this will help everybody see names. I didn't realize I had to.
Aha, Stephanos.
Does that help?
Yep.
As a DM, I see everything, right? So I forgot to do this. So now you guys should be able to see each other's names, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry about that. So
We
you're
are
in between.
that place right now.
Things don't look good. Yeah, it's like, and you're not sure exactly what's going on, but Donella took off and he ran into the tunnel, and you don't know what happened to Carl. You can actually see Carl over there standing. The zombie's ignoring him.
I do see him.
You do. He's standing in the entrance. Like, it's about 60 feet away, but close enough that, hey, you could. You caught a glimpse of his jewelry or something.
If I were to try to run over to him, would I have time to cast a spell as well?
No, because running, you can't run and cast a spell.
Well, I need to go.
Two actions, isn't it?
I need to go. I need to move 60 feet.
That would, yeah, you could do that. You want to run over there? You wouldn't be able to cast a spell same time.
I need to be able to touch Carl.
At some point?
I have an idea.
Okay, but there is a zombie in the way who's probably going to intercept.
Okay, in order to deal with them first, I'm gonna do my. Sorry, is it my turn? Should I be during my action?
No, you can go ahead. Actually, that's okay.
I'm gonna try to throw a hold person on the remaining 3 zombies that I see there.
Roger that.
This goes against all my training because these things are zombies, and normally that wouldn't work, but they don't respond to being turned, so I'm wondering if they're more of some sort of a...
They may not be zombies at all.
Yeah, there's something else.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're like parasites that live inside them.
I actually
Let's assume that I'm going to become one of them pretty quickly if something doesn't change too.
I actually do know what these creatures are called, but that's metagaming.
Uh-huh.
But I do not know how...
I appreciate that.
What?
I appreciate that. I'm going to give you benefit because if you're a veteran player, a veteran character, I'm going to give you a wisdom roll -5, so it's a penalty, whether or not you can get a hunch.
I can tell you Carl knows exactly what this is, but he can't say a damn thing.
Oh, it's a nasty thing.
He didn't think that he would ever encounter it in person.
I rolled a 12, which is 7 points under my wisdom.
So you go ahead, you're going to cast that spell then? Hold person?
I believe that may be effective, but you said to make a wisdom check, right?
That was the -5 wisdom check.
And yes, I made it.
Oh, okay. So you realize that you're dealing with something that has the powers of a zombie, and you know that zombies hold person doesn't work on a zombie.
The hold monster then.
Yeah, okay.
And it says here it's immune to the effects of, and that's listed as 1. It's these are strong creatures, you're sensing now. So it doesn't work. You cast this hold. How many segments that take?
Well, it takes... I thought I just made the wisdom check to decide that the hold wouldn't work.
Oh, yeah, you saved it. So, yeah, you decide it's not going to work. Okay,
right,
sorry.
so I'm going to do something else instead, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There's so many spells.
Of the 2 that are in front of my character, which is one of them wounded?
Yes, the one right in front of you with the sword.
And you said that sword is glowing?
No, but it's really doesn't have any signs of decay or anything. The blade looks like a beautiful chrome sheen on it.
I'm going to attack him with my mace, and I don't know what I need to roll for that.
No problem. Do you have any attack bonuses?
I have a +2 footman's mace and a strength of 13, which doesn't give me a bonus.
No, but that's a nice +2 though. And you're level 6. Go
Yeah.
ahead, roll. You have to get a 12.
Natural 20.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Nice. Roll a percentage die. If you get over 86, let me know.
1 second. I'm grabbing myself a D10.
You'll probably kill it already, I'm thinking, with your double damage. You automatically do double damage. And
I rolled a 52. What does that do? Anything?
double damage. So roll for your damage.
D6. I rolled a 3, which gives me a 6, plus 2 is 8.
Actually, you rolled a 3, and you get... Oh, yeah, 6 plus 2 is 8. Yeah, you don't have to double up the... Hey, you smash it in the head hard, and it's kind of crunches a little bit, and its neck goes sideways, but it's still flailing with the sword. It's still effective. It's you can tell it's messed up. And you're wondering how it can still be attacking, but you see these tendrils just keep it jerking and moving, and it probably will keep attacking.
Okay.
But it was a good hit. You whacked it good. Stephanos.
Okay, Stephanos is actually going to he's going to move down here first, and then he's actually going to drop his bow, which doesn't take an action.
Right.
He's going to put both of his hands together. It's an instantaneous spell. It's a 1-segment spell for burning hands.
Ooh.
And well, this is where it gets fun. I'm actually going to miss everybody with it. All my party members. I'm going to hit right. Dang it! That's not what I meant to do. Sorry, I meant to go free hand. Sorry.
No problem.
It's going to hit right here, and then finally right there. Yep. I'll miss. Well, actually, Sean, you're going to take 3 points of damage from this, buddy.
No props.
Sorry.
You get your saving throw.
Nope.
Right?
No saving
No
throws
save throws
allowed.
against-
Flammable
Nice.
materials can burst into flames.
Nice. Well, not
Maybe these
so
things
nice.
are
But,
flammable. Maybe they're flammable.
well, follow that up, if you would, Stephanos, because that one with the sword. Now, does that sword have to make a save?
It does not say. It says no saving throws are.
No, I meant to see if it's
No
destroyed.
saving throw is impossible.
Flammable objects, like clothing and plants and paper.
Yeah, not a magical item is a bit different. Can only be destroyed by certain things.
No, normal flame versus a sword. It took heat greater than that to forge the darn thing.
Yeah, it's magical fire, though. It's burning your hands. But yeah, no, I'm not going to. Yeah, of course.
I would
So,
go-
Did I do anything this round?
oh, X, go ahead. He steps forward and casts his spell. You see the guy at the sword, he's just consumed in fire. Like it just turned into like a crispy critter. And the sword drops with a clang. How much damage do you do? Pardon me, I'll just quickly get that.
Side note, Darren, that's going to mean that my arrows are impossible to retrieve.
They're cooked, I guess.
They're wooden shafted.
Yeah. And what was the damage on that, by the way?
3.
For all of them, it was 3?
It's 1 hit point per level of the caster.
Gotcha. So this one gets a bit burnt, but he ignores it. And X, you see that there's still one right in front of you.
So I'm going to actually take the time to cast Ray of Enfeeblement
Nice.
to this creature here. Although it's taking 2 segments, I'm going to be X is going to be a bit bold to do so to give him a fair advantage, because obviously he's a magic user and he isn't very that proficient at being close to close combat.
Okay, give me a -5 intelligence check,
No problem.
please.
I think these things are immune to that.
I rolled an actual 20, so I've got 15 altogether.
Yes, now let me just... It is immune to the effects of all charm, hold, illusion, and other mind-influencing spells.
We haven't filled in his mind.
So you realize that it's not going to fly, and you save your spell.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't think my enfeeblement was a mind affecting.
We actually, hold on, Ray of Enfeeblement. A magic user weakens an opponent by reducing strength and attacks which rely upon it. By 25%.
Oh, it's not the same as feeble mind, is what I was thinking of.
No.
yeah. Oh, Yeah, feeble-minded too. That's what I was totally thinking.
No, my enfeeblement literally sucks your muscle mass.
Okay. They get a resistance or save.
Yeah, so it's
It's save
think-
versus spell, I believe.
Okay, 11. That's gonna not cut it. Second level. 2 hit die. No, it's versus spells, right?
it's a second level.
Yep. Well, if
Either way, it fails, so it is greatly weakened. So it's how many strength points does it lose?
Since I'm level 7, that is 39%. Because there's two for each.
So he would lose.
Experience.
Okay, so he's -1 to his attacks, and his
-2 with my my spell.
okay, yeah, with the I'll allow that. Yeah, it affected that, so he's -2. We'll say on his attack. Is that fair? I kind of interpret it that way in this instance.
Presumably damage as well. Yeah?
Yeah, did that cause damage?
Yeah.
No. It's minus on its own damage too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, has everybody gone this round? Because I'm going to do the zombies move now.
I
I'm
believe
not
that
sure.
was everyone.
You said
Daniel,
you
you
were
cast
or
it.
something.
I cast a spell.
Yeah, so everybody's gone, right? So the zombie, this one who's got
Or
the
no, I sorry, I hit it with my mace.
yeah, because you didn't cast your spell. Yeah, okay, so and you're done though, right?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this zombie at -2 now attacks X the Mystic,
No props.
and that will be -2. He got a 10, that will be a miss. Your armor class was 5, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, that is a miss. He comes in with his clumsy stroke with this mace and misses.
And then Mystic just laughs as he completely whiffs and see that attack just coming right at him.
Mm. Now it's the round. Oh, this zombie here ignores the fact that Donella ran through there. It seems to, and it turns and goes 1, 2, 20, 30. Okay, its next round, it's going to be there to attack. It doesn't have enough to move. These things can't move quick. They can only move at normal pace. And they can't charge and stuff like that. So it's now next round. And, oh boy, Carl. 6-sided die, please. And I rolled a nat 6.
2.
So they go first. Now, unless you have like a 1-segment spell or something like that, or that might be the only thing you can pretty well do before they move. So Carl, this intense agony rips through your head again.
Fantastic.
Even more so, and you lose another intelligence point as these tendrils are feeling into your brain. Another one's gone into your ear hole.
You know what's going to happen. Eventually, I'm going to turn into one of them.
And you have 8 rounds left.
Well, they're not sure of that, but that's you might suspect for sure.
I'm giving that look of I'm going to turn into one of them.
Now there's 2 on you, X the Mystic. If you've noticed, right? Now remember that prayer effect and stuff. You got to remind me of that. So this one doesn't have a weapon. He just claws at you with his powerful grip, and he rolls a 2. Almost crit, fails, but he totally misses. And the one that's -2 with that rusty mace, they're double teaming you. You're up front right there.
Yeah.
And with the -2, he misses as well. So whiff, and they're jerking and swinging at you.
Bloody lucky, aren't I?
They're tough. These ones haven't been hit yet.
Mm-hmm.
Or the one took 3 points damage.
Okay, no problem.
And so that's their move. Now you guys have your turn, your round. So who should we start with first? Who has any missile weapons, first of all? Missile attack.
Not right now because my weapon's currently on the floor.
Anybody have any
Mine
spells?
too.
I have spells.
Okay. Go ahead. If this spell is a brief casting spell, like less than 3 segments,
It's
so to speak.
4, I believe, but I've still got to get over. I want to try to get over to Carl, but that's what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to run directly over to Carl and stand right next to him so that I can cast a spell next round on him.
Okay, since they already acted like this, it's not like 5e where they get like attack of opportunity. How far could you run? You're wearing plate mail, and is it magical plate mail?
Yeah.
So your movement would be 9. Now you can sprint at. So you could go. You could run around and get to the entrance, and that would take up all your time. You'd be like, clang, 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 clang. And you would kind of run around the back of these guys, and you'd get to about this point.
Would I be right next to Carl?
You see him now, and you see more detail, and you see some blood running down his face, and his eyes are just staring insanely up, and it's a horrific sight. And his head's kind of turning a bit black or turning a bit yellow.
Is he alone, or is that somebody else with him there?
Well, you're not sure where Donella went, and we'll get to what Donella's doing. And that's your movement you used up.
Yeah,
He's still making action?
I apologize to those in the party I just abandoned over there, but I've got to try and save Carl's life.
Okay. Yeah. He could do a minor action. He would have, perhaps he could do something like go prone, or he could perhaps change weapons, but he couldn't cast a spell or make an attack, or try any complex maneuver at this point. So if you have something short you want to do, think about that. Donella.
Me?
Yes, I meant Daniel. Yeah. You do have like a segment or...
all I can do is I'm carrying my light stick, and that's about it for... I've got to cast a spell on him and see if it works.
Okay, now next round.
Yes.
Donella, you don't want to go forward because it's dark unless you have a light source. Or you could. And you've heard some weird clicking sounds down there and whatnot. That didn't give you a good feeling. And what do you want to do? You're still about 10, 15 away from that curtain of flowers. And you did learn to keep your head covered, sort of. And...
All right, so I'm gonna realize that I dropped my weapon. I'm gonna be like, oh, and I'm just gonna turn back to Carl and be like, I might as well try something. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my way back over to him, and I still got the thing on my face, and I'm gonna try and push him. Assuming I can see that light source, I'm going to try and push it.
Yeah, you could push him, but he would probably literally swing from his head.
I
mean, I'm telling you, he has plants going into his brain, and they've connected.
What if I make a high enough strength check, do you think? Or...
Well, whatever. You see this. It might work. It might...
I mean, assuming we're trying to get these things out of his head anyway, I might as well try and move him.
Okay, so you're going to like tackle him or push him? What exactly? You're going to have to go in again. So first of all, you'll have to make a saving throw with your +4 bonus, which was 6, right? And then with the prayer. So you have to get basically 6 or over with a 20-sided.
What? Why did you leave the wizards alone with these things?
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Sorry, I was more asking if I could do it than wanting to do it. But
so Donella, again, your precautions pay off. That time you would have failed without. And you go in and you get up close, and yeah, you can tell now that he has like 3 or 4 of these things that going in different orifices in his head, and they're kind of wrapped down his face and stuff. And he just has this slack expression. And you grab him. You have to describe this because it's important what you want to try to do.
All right, so I'm going to go for like this kind of football tackle maneuver. I'm not going to like dive towards him. I'm going to like try and push him, like to shove him as hard as I can away from, like towards Daniel.
So make Okay, now, of course, you feel resistance right away. The tendrils. He would have fallen easily. You could have pushed him over with one hand, probably. But these tendrils have his head grabbed. So you have to make a strength check.
Yep.
And I'm going to assign the plants a strength to see if they can hold on to you. So first of all, your strength checks. You have to get your strength or less.
Yeah. I imagine that they wouldn't be that thick since they can basically fit up his nose, but I'm sure there's a lot of them.
Yeah, but you don't want to kill him doing it. Either. So, wow, not 20.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, but on a strength check, that is a you want the lower the better, eh?
Yeah. That's why I'm thinking it. Okay,
So in
there's some
5e
blood
turns,
comes
I
flying
basically
out.
did
You
a-
see, yeah, you
that
do
one.
realize now that just pulling on him actually caused the tendrils to yard. A couple of them yard out of his nose and his ear, and a couple still stuck on. But it did some damage. Like you see a bunch of blood kind of. I just have to roll for damage here.
I'm not very intelligent. I'm just.
I can
keep
take
on
the
pushing.
damage.
Okay, you take
Getting
nine damage, and
Yeah.
but you do get a few tendrils free. And the creature though does not let go, and he will unfortunately suffer its effects, possibly again.
Good enough
Who's
damage
next?
to kill one of our companions already, so be careful.
Ay. So we got Danella went, Daniel went. Now we have X the Mystic and Stephanos, and you're back there and going, oh shit.
Well, let me go ahead and just tell you now, I don't have much else to do besides reach down, grab a new arrow, reach down, grab my bow, and prep it. That's all I can do.
I'll give you one shot.
Okay. Well, I'll get it at the end of the round, though.
Because they're double teaming X the Mystic. You can actually get 2 shots.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll give them to me. I'll take them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like the bow is right there. You grab it, and you're an elf.
I think I totaled before adjustment for the weapon. I totaled an 11, which makes it an 8.
Okay, so. Oh, are you done? Sorry.
Yeah.
I missed. Did you do damage?
No, I'll roll a total of 8.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I almost shot X.
Gotcha. Yeah, and there is a factor in melee next time. It was 2-to-1 factor there. There was a 30% chance that you would hit X Mystic if you hit something. Just so you know. And that depends, because he's on the flank there. I could say you could shoot at the guy, and sometimes it depends. Okay, just so you guys know. Be careful shooting into melee.
No problem.
Yeah, so X the Mystic, you're on your own at the moment. Stephanos is trying his best. He's shooting arrows, and they're just plunking off this guy's armor and stuff.
So what X is going to do is he's going to try and really think on the fly here, and he realizes he has one of his spells, that one left that he can be using. So he's going to take the opportunity by rolling up a bit of some loose leather that's on his armor, and he's going to cast the levitate spell on himself to project himself up in the air out of harm's reach.
Oh, I see. Well done. So let's assign you a symbol for flight. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so how many
hell.
segments does that take? Because if it takes more than like 2 or 3, if it takes 3 segments or more, they might get an attack on you.
Yeah, it's 2 segments, and the duration is for about a turn / my level. So
Nice. So
Good
you
hour.
levitate up, and they're like looking up at you.
yeah, so that basically gives my comrades enough chance to kind of like maybe close in a little bit, whoever's trying to close in.
Okay, these zombies are frustrated. They already
And I'm
moved
just
though. They already
flipping about
attacked.
at them.
Okay, is everybody gone this round? I think so, right?
I think we've all gone.
Yeah,
I
and the
got-
zombies went first, so now it's.
Darren, I got a second shot.
Oh yeah, you end of the round
Okay,
shot.
yep. Even worse than the last one.
Oh dear.
Kyle,
So-
please don't shoot me.
Didn't get a 1 though, did you?
I rolled a 7.
Next round, Carl. Give you something to do, I suppose.
Hang on. If we're going back to the top of a new round, technically I get first thing because I'm using a missile weapon, correct?
Yep.
Let me still roll initiative. Well,
We still roll initiative,
Yeah, I
though.
was gonna say roll initiative, but
4.
stop tying people.
Go ahead, Carl. Let's see what we get here.
Got a 4.
So it's tied. So actions will be completed even if you kill a zombie. It still gets its attack.
Hey,
So
Ian,
when you do
isn't
simultaneous
this what
stuff.
happened in the Serpent's Eye last week?
Don't remind me.
Round
Oh. So we'll start with you guys. You'll do your actions first, and then they get to complete theirs regardless, as I said. Now, I'll give you guys a chance to act on Carl before I make his roll, because he has to spend the round in its thrall to damage him. So if I'm not sure what you guys want to do, but you see he's in a lot of, well, he actually doesn't look like he's in agony. He looks very spooky now because his skin has been turning yellow, and his eyes seem to have these sort of little tendrils in them, almost bloodshot, but you can see they're green instead of red. It's like bloodshot green, and he's twitching and shaking a bit. And Donella's kind of grabbing him and pushing on him, and you see a couple tendrils popping out, and blood splatters on them both, and he twitches a bit and stuff. He's taking damage, but a few of the tendrils did come out.
Well, on the plus side, Darren, I didn't roll a 1, but on the downside, dear God, I don't know where that arrow went on a 2.
Well, and okay, from now on, if it's a bad miss, I may ask you to roll percentage, and if you get under 33, you might have hit X, but I'll have to look that up again. They're pretty strict about that, shooting in a melee. You're supposed to take.
I know. It's up to you. I'm just telling you, I rolled a 2.
Yeah. Oh, that's close. Okay, for now, we'll let it slide. You guys have enough on your plate.
They're not worried about me because apparently I'm the worst shot in the known world.
Who wants to go first over here? Donella, you're actually physically still wrestling him, and you've got this cover on. Now, you didn't say anything or whatnot. You didn't warn anybody. So, Danielle, I will give you a wisdom check -4 to see if you clue in. Like you did notice a bit of powder and stuff and these strange yellow flowers.
14.
Okay, that's a good roll. So, no, not Donella. I meant Daniel.
Oh, my bad.
You already know, but now the fact that you actually see Donella, he's got his shirt pulled up over his nose, and he's covered in kind of this yellow pollen, and these flowers they're puffing pollen onto him. So I'll only make your roll a -2 to see if you clue in, and take precautions yourself.
Oh,
Else you'll make a regular save roll once you get in range.
So, is Daniela and Carl like right on top of each other?
More or less, they're very close. Donella's kind of yarding on him. He's got his arms wrapped around his waist, and he's pulling, and he's physically like they're hanging on the tendrils, and blood's flowing and stuff, and it's quite a struggle. And you're not sure how effective it's been, but like
that's a she, by the way.
I will keep my shield interspersed to keep the pollen off of me. But my shield will be the barrier between the pollen and myself. And
work.
All right.
Well, the pollen shoots out, right, in like a stream.
Yeah, but there's a lot of flowers, and if you go in amongst the vines and flowers, I'll give you a bonus to your save for that.
Or I could also like throw my cloak up over my nose while I'm trying to cast a spell.
That's way more effective. That'll basically give you the +4?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll get a +4 on your save.
And assuming he also gets a +1 from his own prayer.
Sorry, what was that again, Dan?
Does he? I was assuming if he.
I'm just letting him finish a minute. Wasn't it Daniel, right?
Right. I'm going to hope and pray that this pollen acts as some sort of a poison.
Yep.
And I'm going to slow poison on Carl.
Interesting.
Okay. If you want to do that.
I know it's that or cure disease, and I don't think this looks like a disease. It's an infestation, so I don't know.
Okay, it doesn't specifically say that. So you cast the spell, and if Carl's still under its influence, I'll give him a saving throw this time.
Oh.
to basically nullify this round's effects, which
So
is
it's no long-term fix on him, huh?
what's the duration? Well, that's neutralized. No, that's not neutralized poison, is it?
What are you asking me?
Yeah, that was slow poison, you said?
Slow poison.
Yeah. Okay.
Neutralized poison is too high of a spell for me.
Right.
And it lasts 1 hour per level.
Okay, so he'll get that resistance roll as long as it's going every round. It'll help, possibly, because he's
Okay.
in a dire situation here. Donella, you see Daniel's casting a spell, and do you have to touch him or anything?
I do need to touch him.
So you'll have to get close enough to make a resistance roll versus the pollen.
What sort of a saving throw do I need?
It's +4, and it's a petrification polymorph. So you are a cleric. That would be clerics, 6th level, 12. So you have to get an 8 or more. And I'll also give you your no, actually you get that prayer effect, right?
Right?
So you have to get 7 or more.
I rolled a natural 9, so even without the bonus, I'm good.
Okay. So yeah, it works. You don't get sedated. That can turn things around in a bloody hurry too. So who's next? Eric's gone. Stefanos gone. Donella, what do you have in mind? You could try keep reefing on him. Or, I don't know, don't want to give you ideas, whatever. That's you're holding on to him and you're still in there.
Yeah, assuming I'm still pushing, yeah.
Okay, I'm just taking a quick look here to make sure that you don't have to make
another saving throw against it.
Yeah, because you're doing an action and you might. Yeah, but I'm going to give you a +6. Like you get another +2 every round because you're getting good at it. So your saving throw at that point now will be 4. You have to get a 4 or above.
Yep, I already rolled it.
Okay,
13.
so you've managed to, and these flowers are being messed up and thrown around too, so they're not quite as effective. You figured it out. You're moving quick and keeping your nose covered. So you roll another strength check.
Yep.
And you have to get under your strength. You get the +1 or -1 because of the prayer effect.
Yeah, okay.
So what is your strength?
It would be a 12. Or, I mean, 11. My strength is 11.
So you missed it by 1.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you have to roll under. Yeah, strength check, you have to roll under. So, you rolled 13.
No, I still failed.
Yeah. So you're reefing on him, but alas, it's not. It's these tendrils have dug in or keep doing their effect. Has everybody moved thus far?
I have a question. Is Carl aware of what's happening around him, or is he just in another world?
I'm assuming he
The
sees
victim must
tentacles.
then or be entranced and walk into the mass of the plant, resisting temps at restraint. Once the victim reaches the heart of the plant, tendrils attached to his or her skull, and his or her brain is devoured at the rate of 1 to 4 intelligence points per round.
See you guys later, man. I'm not the brightest.
I'm trying, dude. I'm doing everything I can.
It's okay, but no. The question though, if we do get out of this, okay, would Carl be able to make commentary or recall anything that he saw?
You'll have to see. Hopefully somebody has a medical background and can assess you. We'll have to see. Now, that being said, Carl, you get a saving throw now. And you get the bonus for the prayer effect.
Saving throw versus what effect?
That would be petrification polymorph.
Right. So I need an 11 normally, but I get a bonus of...
Right.
Did you say he would also get a bonus for you say you get some for the cure poison?
That's why he gets the save.
Okay.
Normally
for prayer.
A 10 If I have a +1 or more, I
Right.
succeeded.
Okay.
Okay, so you don't take that damage this round, which would have been 1 to 4. Let's see if it would have been what it would have
Man,
been. It
no,
would have been
don't.
It would have been.
I don't know.
It would have been 4. What would your
Oh.
intelligence be at? I'm just curious.
I'm at intelligence 10. Is this a permanent loss?
We'll get to that.
Okay, it would be dropped down to 6 if that were effective,
Okay.
which means I'd be basically under a feeble mind spell.
Oh my. Oh darn.
Dotard.
Now everybody's gone. This zombie here, turns around and heads back and it takes its turn going towards Daniel, whereas this one takes a cut at X at -2 with its mace. And that is a miss. Again, these guys haven't been getting hits. And X, you're floated up.
Correct. Yeah.
So
I would
this
explain the
thing,
miss.
yeah, it kind of whiffs at you as you float up and takes a couple steps towards Stephanos.
Is it stupid enough to try to reach something that it can't reach, or can it decide?
Actually, that's a good point because it might just
He's like
Oh.
bait. He's got his attention.
Yeah, actually,
Probably got like 0
he's reaching up.
intelligence.
He's just sitting there trying to grab. As you get further away and out of reach, he's just kind of confused. And I rolled a 1, which is a critical. So Stephanos, you get a free shot at him. And I don't know, X, do you have any missile weapon you can drop on him or anything?
No, I actually don't at the moment.
Okay.
I actually rolled well there, but I still failed miserably. I wound with a 15. I need a 17.
Okay, and guys, I appreciate this. This is a pretty complex, intense battle, and stakes are high.
I would love it.
Plus one bonus. It lasts for like another 3 rounds.
Now, the old side entrance doesn't look so safe anymore, eh? It was like, Anyway, sorry.
Actually,
we're all
it
done.
does.
Well, it does. 6-sided die now again. I rolled a 3.
Oh, this is initiative. Here we go.
New round.
4. Yeah, 4.
Okay, you guys have initiative. Any missiles?
That would be me.
Go ahead, or spells?
God, man, I can't hit these things to save my life. I've got shitty.
Out of pure desperation, I've got to try to touch Carl again. I'm going to try a cure disease spell. After this, I got nothing.
Just pull him.
We're
Good.
gonna
Help me.
take a day of rest into this battle just because we're all out of spells.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I have one more thing to try after that, but we'll see if it works.
That would be mighty.
Maybe a restoration.
Okay, I'm just looking up right now.
I can become a yellow musk addict already, so that's
It says,
Does cure disease help?
yeah, I'm just looking, but it doesn't actually mention that.
Do we want to read the spell description, maybe? Because
yeah.
this isn't a poison and it's not a disease. It doesn't seem like it's a curse. There's got to be a way to fight it.
It's
Yeah,
a
I understand.
parasite. It's attacking his brain. He's going to take over his body. It's a parasite.
Yeah, and it is a very tough call because there's
Many parasites are affected by it. They're considered to be in a disease category, though, right? Like Giardia or typhus.
Well, yeah, that's another type of infestation. I mean, really. So if Darren,
Yes, sir. I'm just up. I'm on it right now. Go ahead, though.
if a ruling on cure disease is what's the word, ineffective, what I might try to do instead is protection from evil protects against mental influence, and this thing seems to be affecting the mind.
It's basically eating its brain. I don't think it's
Now, just hold on a minute, though. You're going to cast. Now, do you want to try the cure disease? Because there's nothing specifically saying, but
This might be the first time that this has ever been tried, and we might find that it's effective. It's certainly better than not, eh?
I'm really wishing we had a druid with us now. I almost played the druid.
One we could speak with plants, perhaps?
Well,
Well-
what would it be other than, I'm going to eat you kind of thing?
So I'm going to make a call here to move on. You can try your cure disease, and it has an effect. And what it'll do, it will give Carl. I'm going to give you another resistance roll or save. You're going to get a bonus. You're going to get a bonus for the prayer, and to whether or not this severs the tendons from your head.
Or like they just let go?
Yeah, being a foreign body parasitic, I'll buy that. It doesn't say it though, so I'm not going to make it a freebie.
Right. Okay, so it's a save versus petrification at +1?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know when I need to roll.
Go ahead. He's casting a spell, and he's going to be attacked by a zombie on his back, by the way.
Who's he?
Missed.
Daniel.
It's a miss.
I'm being attacked from behind?
Yeah, there's a zombie behind you.
Okay, then I won't get a dex modifier or shield modifier. That would bring my armor class up to 2.
Roger. That's true. So, you didn't make it, Carl?
No.
Yeah. Well,
I haven't made one roll yet this entire session.
Ouch. Maybe you should go back to roll 20. Never. Meanwhile, so this zombie will attack you. You cast spell. He tried to move you. Actually, have you gone yet, Donella?
I believe I have.
Yes. Okay. Ex the Mystic, you're floating up in the air, taunting this zombie. He's trying to hit you.
So,
Stephanos, you get another shot at it now. And go ahead, and then I'll attack Daniel with the last one. So, and I have not. Did I just roll 2 there? Yeah, so I haven't rolled any well for these guys, to your guys' benefit. So this one misses you, Daniel. And did your bow hit?
And I'm so good at rolling high.
Stephanos, did you get a arrow in him? Oh, I think he's AFK.
Oh no! I get an extra arrow. I got my first one, but they get to act before I get my second one. Did they both act?
Yeah. Yeah, he's still trying to grab X, and X is just staying close enough that he's taunting
I
him.
only heard the one on Daniel. So I was just
Okay, go ahead.
Jesus Christ! I rolled a 2 again.
Oh dear. Okay,
The
so
fourth one on.
and that's even. I would give you a +2 flank shot there too, shooting him in the side.
So I cannot hit the broadside of a barn right now.
Everybody's gone.
Very
We
good
need
save, man.
we need another initiative roll, and Carl, you have to make a save here.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Initiative is a 5.
You get your +1. No, you make save first. This is the end of the round. So
Copy that. Here's
tendril
the saving throw at +1.
Yeah.
10. That is a failure.
Okay. Ouch. Now I'm gonna half the amount because most of the tendrils, or a few of them, got pulled out, but you still lose 1 more intelligence.
Dungeon Master is merciful.
They almost had you. And I'm trying, guys. You guys.
No, they had me at the walking into it in the first place.
Oh, yeah. I hinted about the flowers and stuff a couple times.
I didn't
past.
hear. It's too,
Oh.
I didn't hear.
Anyhow. So initiative. Did you roll?
Yeah, we got a 5.
Okay. And I got a 4. You guys win initiative. You guys get first move. Missiles.
Go waste. My shot.
Stephanos is just peppering away.
Jesus Christ, man! Really?
Oh dear. You better
I
change
rolled a
die.
11. I cannot. I'm telling you, dude. I got to roll a 17 just to hit these things.
Anyone else have missile? Anyone else have a spell?
yeah, I'm gonna. X is gonna try after taunting him, cast a level 3 fireball directly
please don't.
into him.
Don't, please don't. I'm too close to you. You will kill me.
Bear in mind, fireballs are very powerful.
You will kill me.
Okay. Well, actually, that takes 3 seconds anyway, so I'm not even going to bother doing that. Let me see.
Now,
Imagine him
be
casting it
careful
off
we
into
don't-
the distance.
Yeah.
Don't warn him,
Like
but
it'll hit him.
yeah, because fireballs are like throwing a grenade.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not definitely not going to do that.
Could like
You know
toss it over
Tell me what
here.
to do, but I think Jean, you're used to playing fifth edition where fireballs, you can like third level characters can tend to kind of live through them because of the death rolls.
Yeah.
This, if you fireball me, if you were
You're
to do
dead.
damage, I die instantly.
Yeah. No props. No props. In which case, I'm just gonna stand. I'm just gonna, still taunt the zombie. And
Seems like
just,
that's kind of the best thing you can do right now because it's just
As long as
distracting
you're
you,
doing
right?
that, he's content to just keep trying to jump up and grab you. I rolled a 1 for
That's awesome.
his move, so as long as you're there taunting him, he just keeps trying to reach you.
I think it's still got about 3 rounds left also until I have to start coming down.
And Stefanos, you can shoot another arrow. Might as well do that now.
No, you had enough levitation to it's like 1 turn per level, eh? So that's like an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
A lot longer than that.
10 combat rounds per level.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Now, Daniel, this zombie attacked you and missed, and you still see Carl is wrapped up. You can see that he got hit by another jolt of pain, and you can see that, oh man, Donella's still trying to yard on him and pull, and you're not sure he's doing more damage than good, but what do you want to do?
So I was reading through the description of protection from evil, and I was mistaken. It's only in 2nd edition that the protection from evil spell prevents any kind of mental influence. And I think that was written in there for stuff like the charm of a vampire.
Oh, yeah.
To stop that kind of thing. It doesn't say anything about mental influence at all, and I don't think a plant is necessarily evil.
Exactly. I was going to see if you were thinking about that.
So the only thing I can do next is, because he's not in combat technically, I could try to bless him and see if I can give him a bonus to his save.
You'll be exposing your back to the zombie again for an attack.
I know that the zombie will try to attack me.
Yeah, okay. So,
I'll get the spell off anyway.
Okay, which spell again?
Bless.
Okay, that'll give him benefits to rolls and so on. And then your slow poison is still working. And that's giving him the benefit of a roll. Like normally he automatically loses that intelligence. Okay, so now if this zombie hits you, you're going to have to make a, what is this, a system check? No. To see if you concentrate on the spell.
Oh,
Right.
a successful hit breaks the spell casting normally in 1.
Last, right?
No, you got to shut up.
If a zombie goes last in the round, then I'll get the spell off.
Depends how many segments does it take to cast the spell?
The bless spell is, I believe, 1 segment. Let me double check.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah, you could fire that off.
Oh, casting time is 1 full round.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
Instead of that, I've tried slow poison. I've tried cure disease. I've got a prayer on him, giving him a bonus. This spell is useless. Silence is useless. Hold person. I could maybe try a cure light wounds. He is taking damage, right?
He did take some damage, but it's mostly
Outside the box.
You could try a cure light wound and see if it'll push the bullet out. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't count on that.
Well, if I heal him, won't it push the plant out?
As I said, probably not. It would heal some damage he's taken, but it wouldn't actually expunge the plant, you don't think?
Okay.
Pull, push.
Now Donella still is struggling. Let's see if Donella, are you going to carry on and keep wrenching on him?
I have another plan when it's my turn.
One that is less mind-wrenching, as it were.
Maybe.
9
Maybe
points
not.
of damage.
9.
So cure light wounds, protection from evil, bless, chant, hold person.
So while he's pondering real quickly, Donella, what was your plan?
Okay, so I can see how, like, Daniela can see how much pain he's in, and like she's kind of She's almost visibly crying at this point, and she's gonna make one last effort and like take her dagger and try and cut these tendrils off.
Ah. Okay, so they have an armor class of 7. And go ahead and attack the tendrils.
Thank you, Donella.
And you still have to make a save at another +2, which would take you now. You have to roll 2 or more, by the way, so that the pollen doesn't get you. So you basically have to roll a 1 to miss it.
Right, it's just a fail or a fail on
Yeah.
a 1.
Just roll that real quick to see. I don't want to curse you.
Yeah,
but
I did. So 15 for strength and 16 for save.
Oh, that you didn't get your strength check then, did you?
Let me see what my strength is 11.
Right. So,
Actually, wouldn't that be dexterity?
no,
Isn't that
strength.
dexterity?
Wrench him free.
Oh, he was attacking, or she
Yeah,
Oh,
was
you were
attacking.
right. You were
Dagger.
attacking. Okay, so that's a hit. I thought you were wrenching on him again. So that is a hit. So roll damage.
Okay, and how much would a regular dagger do?
1d4.
1d4. And let's see what my dexterity
Okay, there's
is.
2 tendrils attached that you see. One's going into his nostril and one into his ear still that are attached. And you cut away at the one, but you don't sever through it. You do
Ooh.
sever it, but it's still pulsing and going. And it just didn't do much damage. You had 2
At least
damage,
it
right?
knows we're onto it.
Yeah.
Right. So you're done.
Yep.
Daniel's done. X is done.
I didn't do
Stefanos,
anything.
right?
I never did anything because we decided my bless was too long to cast.
Right. Okay. So
That's
So-
I wish I had a bonus action.
yeah,
what The only
technically,
thing
when you declare actions too, we got to be careful a bit that we don't switch, our minds part way and stuff. I mean, and I realize that might not be aware of the nuances of the spells and how long it takes. So I'm being a bit lenient, But go ahead though. You do have your move then.
the only thing I can do then is defend him. So I'll turn around and kill that zombie that's trying to kill me.
Roger.
And
So
do
go
I
ahead.
need 11 to hit it, or I have 6 level and I've got a +2 to hit.
Right. I think it was pretty good. 13. You need 11 or more to hit it.
I have a modified 14 total.
Oh, does that prayer effect still in effect?
Yes, for another 2 rounds.
Then you would have 10 or more to hit him.
Okay, I've got a modified 14, so he's hit.
Yeah. Okay. Give me some damage. This one's pretty tough. You
I rolled a
see,
6 plus 2 is 8 points.
whack. A thump, smack, and some plants and flesh kind of thump off, but he's still going. He's still tough. Did some damage. Now he swings back at you.
I've got a -1 armor class.
Nice. I don't think that will. Now that's with the prayer effect too, right?
Yes, total.
Okay. Wow, that's good armor class. Okay, so he needs a 17 to hit you, and he misses with his hands. And this guy's jumping up and down trying to hit X. That worked out quite well, I suppose. X, you got him occupied, and that's the end of the round. Now you have to make another save. I'm afraid, Carl.
I get a shot.
Oh, go ahead with your shot. Yeah.
Another 11, and that would have been max damage, motherfucker.
Carl, did you make a roll?
I'll roll right now, and it is a 20 net.
That's a
So
good thing.
that is a success saving throw.
Very successful saving throw, yeah.
For what it's
So
worth.
I'm going to give you sense something going on around you now, and it's pain, a lot of pain, and somebody's pummeling on you, and there's all sorts of flashes going around. I'm going to give you a +2 bonus on those saves now, because you made that nat 20.
Plus another for the prayer, correct?
Yeah, so +3 altogether.
Plus 3. I need
Next
an 8 or
time.
better on my saves. Okay.
Yeah, and you took no damage this round. You're hanging there still.
It's beyond damage. Oy.
Right. So, boy, this is a big combat, guys. Okay. A six-sided once more.
Here we
And
go.
I rolled a 1.
I got a 1-2. We're simultaneous. Love me now.
Okay.
Thank me later.
Who would like to go first? Who has something important that could possibly needs to go first? A missile. So I guess Stefanos, do you have any arrows left?
Yeah, we're only going for 5 rounds, so I've got about another 5 rounds worth of arrows to go.
Sorry about the initiative, guys.
Roll a 6.
To hit? Oh no.
Yeah, do
Oh, trash.
X the
what is
Mystic.
sunset? Get rid of those dice. Get a new dice.
You can sit there and taunt this zombie if you want, or I don't know if you have something else in mind.
Time to switch mine again.
Probably the best thing I could do right now because I've got his attention. So it's probably best if I just stay up there and just flip the bird at him.
Great.
Can you draw him? Well, I'm not really in the vocal mode, I guess. Never mind.
Danielle, or who wants to go first? Donella or Danielle? Or Daniel.
Well, I guess I could go first.
Cut away at the tendril again.
I'm just sort of looking over at Daniel giving this. Actually, he wouldn't see me doing this, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep on cutting.
All right, go ahead. Attack armor class 7.
Yep.
And this tendril has a few hit points left, so.
Pull.
Oh no. Okay.
I just literally miss.
Oh yeah. So you're sawing away, and it's tough tendril. It's not cutting through. I mean, it's no good. So you hack away at that. Dan, the cleric.
I should have went back to strength.
I guess you're confronting that zombie still, or zombie thing. Yellow musk creeper.
Yeah, Carl is now a yellow musk addict. I can tell already.
Oh dear. So you swing your mace at it, +2 mace. It's nice. And you have to roll a 10, I said? No, it was higher than that. You're +2, right? So you had to get 11 with the prayer 10. So you are muted, by the way, Ryan.
Sorry, I rolled a hit.
Okay.
And I did 7 points of damage to it.
Whack. It is still alive. It's hurt now. You've done damage. There's crumpled parts on it and breached its armor. Anyone left to go? That's everybody, right? So this zombie is going to take a cut back at you. And that you have that -1 armor class, right?
Yes.
Wow. So that's a miss. Hits you on the armor and your shield. And that's the round. The rounds are moving quick right now. So
I got my second shot too.
Oh, of course, yeah. And you get +2 on these shots.
I hit him
above.
I do minimum damage.
Okay.
So this one just sticks up as he's jumping up at X, just goes right into his damn armpit.
He's peppered with. Now they're both kind of peppered with arrows. They tend to kind of ignore him, though. They don't seem to do a lot of damage. Some tend to hit something tender. So that's everybody. Initiative again. Oh my God, cat! Ow! Jesus. Okay.
You know what, Darren? You and Ian were on that call the other night when she fell out of my lap and tried to claw me in the groin to fucking stay on.
She just did that. So I just caught her in time. So I rolled a 2. Carl.
5. We got it.
Now, Carl, you have to make a save throw.
Brilliant.
And I'm giving you have +3 altogether now, bonus, right?
I need an 8 on the D20.
Okay.
14 made it.
Okay, you do not lose 1 to 4 intelligence points.
If I lose any more, I'm actually a dotard.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to lead him around by the hand. Oh no. A drooling simpleton.
With low charisma. I'm going to let you know.
Charisma.
I'm going to take my first shot since I'm the only one to missile.
Go ahead. Now roll that 6-sided, if you would, Carl.
Well, no such luck. Roll a 9.
We did. We got a 5.
Oh, okay. So you guys move first. X, are you going to do your float?
Yeah. I'm just going to stay the same. I think probably next round I might try poke him or something just to kind of swat him from... just kind of taunting really next round. But I think for the moment, I'll just be in the air still.
Right. Donella, you going to try sever this vine again?
Yes.
Do you need a heavier
Would
weapon?
you rather take another round of intelligence, or would you rather take regular damage?
Well, you can't ask him. I mean, you got to just do
Yeah.
what you're gonna do. It's
And I
and
mean,
we,
it's
we
not like you can. That's meta. It's not like I can ask him, "Do you want to take damage?"
All I can do is like look downward at my own belt, and you can see a rather large vine cutting machete in a scabbard like at my waist. I don't.
He's having a
I'm
hard
like,
enough
screw
doing
this.
it
Go
without
back to pushing. Pushing was more effective.
all right. Well, let's see your strength check.
20. Perfect.
So you succeeded,
Yep.
and you do tear one of these, another tendril out. You do cause 4 points damage to Carl, and he has one tendril still in. Now, other ones haven't been able to grab because your violence. You have to be standing quite tranquilly for these vines to creep into your head. So that's why I haven't been having more attach. As long as you keep trying, as long as you're still there and violently trying to save him. So he's down to one tendril.
Actually, wouldn't he still be able to talk though? Because he has one up his nose and he has one up his ear. I don't think.
The thing is,
really...
I think that the pollen itself has probably like turned me into a stupor.
Oh yeah, you're comatose. You're
like I'm doped up.
Yeah. Daniel, you swinging your toe to toe with that zombie?
Yeah, I am.
Go ahead.
15 to hit,
That's
and
a hit.
that's a hit. I've got 6 points of damage on him.
Okay, he's battered and beaten and stumbling a bit, but still active. And
Also, you want to make another saving throw?
he will, but Stephanos, you get another shot with your bow.
Oh, give me just a second. Sorry.
And this zombie gets an attack, and it's a miss again on Daniel. He takes another cut at you, misses.
Man, we haven't taken one of these things out yet.
Yeah, I took one out.
Yeah, one's dead. The big one with that big sword.
Oh, really?
And I'm here just sipping on my tea while I'm levitating.
It's been an interesting battle, guys. A big one. I appreciate you guys.
Here, have a biscuit.
God, remember when he finally does go down right before he falls, make sure to teabag him.
Nice. Okay. Stephanos, you fired. You're taunting X. You're going to continue your taunt. Sipping your tea.
Correct.
Donella, you have to make now, first of all, Carl, we have to make another save roll for this round. It's the end of the round.
With all bonuses applicable?
Yep.
Right, here we go. Wait, didn't I make one at the beginning of the round?
I think that was the end of the last round. These rounds are moving really quick right now.
As you wish. Here we go. And it is a fail, 2.
Okay, so there's only one tendril, so it does half damage. Oh, it does one more intelligence.
Fantastic.
But half, no, wait a minute, divide by 2. Okay.
Round up, bucket.
Yeah, one.
There.
So your strength, that's a save. Oh, that's a pass on the strength check. I assumed you were doing the same thing, right?
No, that was you wanted me to make another save, right?
No, that's Carl.
Oh no, I mean I'm still in the pollen, right?
Yeah, that's true. If you would have rolled a 1, so you're okay. Good call.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's right. Now it's the new round again. That's how quick they're going right now. So roll initiative. I got a 1.
And I got a 2, so we're good.
Good enough. Now you guys can act. Donella, you can tell there's one tendril left. You're still violently trying to break him free.
Yay! Okay. X made me free with my first shot, by the way, Darren.
I was just going to ask Stephanos how to go.
Rolled a 19 plus 5 minus 3, so a 21 total for 5 damage.
Nice. So this thing's got another arrow sticking in it.
How close? Like, I can't ask hit points, but is this thing starting to look real ragged?
Quite ragged, not real ragged though.
No, it's really ragged. Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about Carl's situation. Just to throw it out. Well, no, never mind. Let's finish this encounter first.
Do you have greater restoration so we can help poor Carl?
Well,
little spell.
it's going to be. We'll get to that shortly. There's a hitch to this. Dan,
massive hitch, actually.
The cleric.
With less than 13 intelligence, he's no longer a ranger.
You can hit that that zombie's in rougher shape than the other one, the one in front of you. So you can take a smack at it.
Are you talking to Daniel?
Yeah.
Daniel hits for another 8 points.
And it is effective. Hallelujah. These things are tough. I may have to bring another fighter into this.
No, I'll be
Get
your
done
fighter
with
because
that.
I'm no longer a ranger
That
after this encounter.
Oh, damn. It's killed. You finally bash it down with your mace, and it crumples and appears to be dead.
Are there any more zombies still up and alive?
There's one underneath X the Mystic, and he's still trying to grab X, and X is just floating there.
I love that, actually, by the way.
That's
It's fine, so I'm gonna next round I'll try and get rid of the tendrils on Carl.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And you'll still have to make a save if you go into the range of that pollen. But you will get your +4 bonus. And plus another one if that prayer is still in effect. Don't forget that.
Yeah, that ends at the end of next round.
Oh, okay. So everybody wear that. Now you get another. Oh no, you're done. Oh, you get another shot, Stephanos. No.
Actually, has anybody been keeping track of the total number of rounds?
Yeah, there's been quite a few.
Because I know they've been going fast, and I'm hoping I didn't miss one. But that spell was only supposed to last for 6 rounds.
Oh, I bet we're.
Let's call it number 6 right now, then, eh?
Yeah, we've had quite a few rounds.
It's the 6th round though, so.
Okay.
6th round.
And everybody's gone in this round, right? The zombie's dead. That's done. Okay, now you guys have narrowed it down a bit.
Actually,
Another initiative, right?
No, second
Yeah,
shot
yeah,
from
I think
what's
I
his
did.
nuts.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Stephanos.
Son of a goddamn short bow just cost me my hit. Rolled a
Okay.
total of 14. I rolled a total of 17, but once you take in my effect for being a short bow, I lost it.
I rolled a 4, Carl, for initiative. New round, guys.
2, you guys got it.
Okay, so the zombies go first, and the one underneath X, the Mystic, is dangling. Well, you can shoot your bow again, Stephanos.
Hang on, actually, I'm going to switch up before that. I do want to go to a spell, 1-segment spell.
Okay.
Magic goes first, correct? Magic and range. Okay, so I'm going to actually, instead of drawing a new arrow with my right hand, I'm going to hold my hand out, do a complicated motion with my hands, and two darts are going to shoot out, glowing darts are going to shoot out of my hand for a total of 7 more points of damage as they bury themselves into the side of that thing.
Well, you can describe its demise.
So they bury kind of into the side of its chest, and it just kind of caves in from it, and it lets out kind of a hiss or hiss growl, whatever you want it to be. Okay, you're the DM, it's your monster. As it crumples to its knees at X's feet and just like slumps over in an odd position that's kind of not natural, fitting these disgusting creatures.
And it appears to be down for the count, indeed. Good shot.
Cost me all my spells, and
This has been a very tough encounter, and this monster is very tough.
I was doing everything I could not to use my freaking magic missile.
So Stephanos is gone. X the Mystic, you're now free to act. I don't know what else you can do.
Finish my tea.
Finish your tea. Hover over a little bit, get a view from the. Check it out. I guess now it's up to Dan and Donella. He still has one tendril sticking out of him, and you're moving around. Donella, you have to make your save roll again if you get a 1. And Dan, you haven't gone close enough recently. So Donella makes it. Donella, do you want to keep reefing on him?
Yep.
It seems to be working.
Yeah, right.
Make a strength save. Did you roll a 1?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, that's a success on a strength.
Oh yeah. So you grab him and you carry him right out, and suddenly the last tendril comes yarding out of his nose, and there's about 8-9 inches of it, and
Got broken off inside my head, is it?
no, it comes ripping out of your nose. You take more damage, but you are completely free, and in fact, he carries you about 20 feet outside the tunnel, and you wipe out. You take low roll, lucky. Okay, 3 points damage when this tendril's not yarded out of your nasal cavity.
Brilliant.
and you kind of wipe out, and for now you're kind of out of it, and your intelligence has obviously been quite affected. Donella, that took you clear from the flowers and stuff. You guys basically went to this point past Daniel, and you guys both all step back now. So Daniel, you still have an action this round.
Right. I will need to inspect Carl and see how badly he is injured.
Okay. Let me do a quick read. Now, gentlemen, that the combat's concluded for now. Now, the creature, that plant thing, is still alive. Its
Right.
flowers are still waving. It's very much alive, and it's still seeking victims.
You
But
remember
you're-
that firewall, mate?
But
does
Yeah, I'm
anyone-
gonna. If I have the chance, I'm gonna take the chance to pick up my sling I had dropped earlier.
Yeah, and yeah, you've got this thing sort of figured out, Donella. You're a quick little elf, and you go in between its tendrils and avoid the pollen. You've got that down pat. You grab your sling and you
Oh, I
come
didn't
out.
drop it over there. I dropped it right here.
Oh, okay. And you grab it, no problem. The zombies are all still. They're not moving, or they don't seem to be regenerating at the moment or anything like that. And who knows, sometimes these things do that. So you guys, let's take a short bio, a minute.
Mhm.
And I'm going to read up again on the effects. Now, this thing's a yellow musk creeper, which is a powerful plant
Jesus,
predator.
freaking Christ!
And
Just,
It is.
just to throw it out here, because of my loss of intelligence, I'm no longer qualified to be a ranger.
yeah, possibly, I'm going to read up
That's
on this.
permanent. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure something out.
It might be temporary. You might lose your ranger abilities and you might not be able to cover. I remember though, it takes time.
I'm gonna be point no matter what, but just keep that in mind, fellas.
What is your intelligence at the moment?
Brain.
8,
And you started at 12 or 13?
13.
Ouch. So he'll have to make the cleric will have to make a wisdom check.
Not only is
see.
it 8, but I have to lose. That means I lose my ability to have an additional language, which means that tribal language, the Olmec, I don't even know anymore because that's an extra language on me.
Oh boy.
Yeah, like I'm pretty much stunned and stoned, man. I'm gonna guess that poor Carl has become a yellow musk huffer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Daniela is just glad that you're fine.
Jesus.
Well, not fine, but you're alive.
Check.
Unfortunately, it looks like now the cleric assesses you and is thinking, yeah, you've taken incredible trauma to your brain and intelligence, and it's going to require sort of the usual ways to restore it. So, in other words, a restoration spell you surmise might work.
What usual way?
Yeah,
To
for
whom
something
is-
like an energy drain or something, you know what I mean? It's permanent until cured. But you do have the potential to get back your intelligence. But for now, you have to act like your intelligence has been decreased, your
Then I have
memory
to be
loss.
Then I'm a fighter.
So
he's
your tracking
not- he's
ability.
He's a little less intelligent than me, so I imagine he can still think for himself.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, and he can talk, and he's.
I'm just saying
he's
that all of my class abilities as a ranger are more or less gone. So I'm a fighter with the same attitude and the same awesome charisma.
All right, well, I'm
And-
gonna be like, try to remember something. Can you remember anything that would, like, some sort of plant, some sort of herb that could help this?
At this point, can I?
Again, your ranger abilities are severely curtailed at this point.
You asked me to make a wisdom check.
Yeah, that was for your background in medicine to see if you could have. Give me a wisdom check.
I passed the wisdom check.
Okay, so you surmise, it'll take like a restoration or possibly time. But the time factor is a long time. It'll take like a week for every intelligence point.
Couple months.
And that's if he's resting.
Restoration is, I think, like a 6th level spell.
Yeah.
Or
Lesser
So-
restoration is 3rd, I thought. Unless it's higher in this edition.
Lesser restoration might not give him the full effect back.
Yeah, well, I'm curious what level it is. That's the question.
Yeah, we'd have to look that up. And again, guys,
can we take that bio?
yeah, and I appreciate your guys' patience. That was an epic little scrap.
Jeez, Louise.
Try again. There is no lesser restoration in first edition, and restoration is a 7th level spell.
Oh boy.
So we might need to be able to get a lot of bread together, and you know, when we get back to civilization, if that ever happens, considering that this was our very first encounter, and it just hit us with a ton of bricks and then some with interest.
Uh-huh.
We're going to have to be really careful on this, because now for the rest of the entire time here, I'm just going to say I'm a ranger. I'm a 7th level ranger, but being a point man, I'm now a fighter. Yep. So my point is useless. I mean, it's not useless. I'm a fighter, though. I'm a tank. You know?
So you don't get that. You can now surprise
no tracking,
on a 1 or 2.
No surprise ability, no tracking.
I'm like,
no +7 versus giant class. Nothing.
So I've just checked the entire spell clerical tables, and regenerate and restoration are 7th level spells, and there is no lesser restoration.
Yeah, I just found that.
Ah, you made your roll, right? What level's heal?
Heal is 7th.
Ouch.
Sorry, 6th. It's 6th level, and I can't even cast 4th level spells yet.
No. It's a serious offense. His brain was scrambled, right? And this thing was planting. If he would have reached, what is it?
0?
No, even before then. 0 is different. If you get down to, where is that again? 2 or 3, you turn into a yellow musk zombie.
I could have been 1 round away from that then. If it was 1 to 4 per round. I have an intelligence.
If the victim's intelligence is reduced to 1 or 2 points at the end of the round, the victim immediately becomes a yellow musk zombie.
I even abandoned both of the wizards to fight their own zombies.
They handled it.
Right, man.
Is there still a zombie left that's hanging around under X?
So when you reach 1 or 2 intelligence, I'll just finish this. The draining stops and the plant injects a seed into the victim's skull. And then after 2 months, you fall down and become a new yellow musk creeper.
So I was like 2 rounds away from just simply, like, effectively dying.
Yeah, once that's planted in your brain.
I had to make a saving throw of an 11 to lose my class, though. So that was enough for me.
And it's pretty brutal. I hope I didn't overkill it or something. But I was playing it by the rules, sort of, and I was like, oh. And I thought you guys had a pretty tough party. I was thinking, oh, okay, they're all 6th, 7th level. But
we even got surprised on that round. I mean, like, we got surprised, but there was nothing to... You said there was a number of different types of creatures. You mentioned creepers. You mentioned lianas, and
right.
But then you mentioned these what I was to become coming this way. Like that, we turn around, and then I'm huffing pollen.
Yeah, it happened quick. And you walked into it, eh? You walked in there, and
the problem with that fight was that from round 1, we lost Carl. Daniela ran off for I don't even know why. And
ran past, actually. That was Carl's savior right there.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually was. But as far as taking care of the zombies, that meant we had the cleric and the 2 mages left over to do all the frontline fighting. So
we're in hell.
We were not in a good place from round 1.
You guys are spread out, and the tables were turned. Yeah, like you said, really quick. Like losing.
I fully expected my turn to work on them. My turning attempt, and it was useless.
These things are literally, they're like, I mean, I know they're called zombies, and I remember they're a yellow musk zombie, yellow musk creeper. So they're not actually undead creatures at all. They're simply like symbiotes, like
animated corpses.
Yeah, exactly. They're like a plant takes over them. Like they become.
What do they call that? Invasion of the Body Snatchers style.
Now, when we get back, somebody might want to pick up that sword. By the way.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Bio. 1 minute. 2 minutes.
Oh, 5 minutes.
Right.
Yeah. We played solid there for two. That was like an hour and a half battle. Oh man. Okay. I'll be back shortly. Thanks again, guys. See you soon.
Yeah. I'll be back in 2 minutes myself.
Hopefully, I have some sort of plan, but it might the GM might not go with it.
Oh shit! It's 3:30. Flipping heck. I think I need to head out. Bloody.
I was thinking we can find a local druid, pay. It's probably gonna be cheaper than trying to buy a restoration spell, you know?
Restorations. I keep forgetting some of the spells in this game are way off base level wise. Get
So yeah, I'm
slapped.
thinking we could find like a local cleric or druid and see that could probably like I don't know, it might still take time, but you know what I mean.
I don't know that a druid could do much more than what we did, but that just was ugly. That whole fight was horrible. I'm surprised that we survived it.
Well, the real thing is the fact that they rolled like crap. Had they rolled halfway decent against X, I was dead. That's all there was to that.
Yeah. Surprisingly, I don't know how I didn't get barely a single hit on from any of them, but luckily I had levitate. I knew it would come in handy one time.
Well, I have to go pick all my arrows back up except for the 3 I buried in that stupid bastard I burned.
Cool, guys. I'm gonna head off. It's pretty late on my end in the UK, so great playing with you guys.
Oh yeah, dude,
Yeah,
it's what, 3 in the morning there.
Yeah, well, 3:30, but you know.
Yeah, you probably just head back in like town. We're probably gonna get Carl fixed up.
Yeah, no props.
Just means that we're gonna have to rely on a magic user that only has 3 spells.
Whoa. Sorry, I just got back in. What do you mean rely on a magic user? There's only 3 spells. What are we going to do?
Someone's got to head off. It's 3, almost 3:30 his time.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I'm struggling to bloody stay awake right now, so
Sure.
yeah, I definitely need to head out. But yeah, thanks for the hospitality. It's really nice playing with you guys.
Sean, are you in the Burning Wheel game on Tuesday?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Oh well, then I'll see you on Tuesday, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
Cool, man. Thanks.
No
sorry
worries.
that it was a very grim introduction.
Oh no, I loved it. Oh,
That wasn't grim. That was hilarious. He just kind of floated around looking at zombies trying to jump up and grab him while I shot at them, miserably missing them. I've got arrows all over this fucking hill.
I'm just saying we're going to have to reconsider. I mean, like your point man is a fighter with 8 intelligence right now.
Which is 8. 8 is don't bash 8 too badly. I mean, I think that's
I'm bashing. I'm literally bashing it.
It's yeah, I hear you though. That's
No
brutal.
Now,
Now
Darren, I was just saying I'm just going to head out now because it's like really late on my side of the globe here. So I'm gonna have to take out. But thanks a lot for having me. I really appreciate that.
Oh, my pleasure. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it and hope you can play again. It's now, mind you, that's not your average battle and situation. It was quite a.
That was grim.
I think to me right now it was a bit of chess for me personally because the way everything was going. Although I was there up in the air for God knows how many rounds, but still it was still quite crazy. A lot of thinking and a lot of thought going into it. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. Definitely loved the whole feel of it.
Yeah, and we just scraping the surface. We're not even in yet. I mean, I'm like, oh man, this is
yeah, right. We're trying to get into the.
I'm like,
It
wow,
was like a boss battle for me and Carl.
Okay.
No problem. Well, take it easy, guys. See you soon. Okay.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
Awesome.
Cheers. Bye bye.
So how does restoration work?
Well, yeah, it's a spell that basically restores energy drain level. Like if a vampire bites you in this game, you lose temporarily levels. So if you're level 7 ranger, if a vampire would have bit him and he failed his save, he'd lose 2 levels. Boom. Until a restoration would restore that life force into him. And so what it means, you don't lose the experience points necessarily, but if you don't get help, you're back to 2 levels back. And in this case, it's similar. He's taken damage that needs to be restored.
Right. The problem here is just the fact that he no longer has the intelligence that allows him to be a ranger at all. And when a ranger loses their class, they become a fighter function, as it is. So I am now a fighter with 8 intelligence and 7 charisma. I am your point guy. I'm the only person who knows his way around here, if I can remember any of it.
The worst thing about that, though, is that you're not just a fighter. You're a fighter that's stuck in studded mail or studded leather.
I'm a fighter with studded leather armor and a only
Now,
single.
if you recall that,
and no specialization.
these zombies had armor on. One of them had scale mail armor on.
It's not going to help. Scale and studded are really only 1 point away from each other. And do you want to wear zombies armor?
There's a sword sitting there, which interests you, perhaps. I'm not sure. We'll get to that. So that's the circumstances for getting that intellect back, as far as I can interpret it. So it'd be, you can go and rest somewhere for a couple of months, and but for now,
I mean,
unless you stumble across some really powerful shaman or something.
Can I suggest something?
Yeah.
To the rest of the party here, why don't we fall back?
We need to.
Yeah. I was
At
thinking, like,
least you're going to fall back for a day, but why not just fall all the way back? We know where this place is.
Yes.
I was gonna say, we go back to town. We try to find somebody who can help us,
yeah, like a famous doctor.
or a
At
priest.
the very worst, we can get out of this area and go back to the village, where as long as we can remain there for any amount of time, then maybe we might start noticing that the intelligence is coming back, and that could inspire us to wait longer.
Now, I will warn you guys, this is when consequences of rubbing out a slave band and freeing the slaves might, if you spend like a day or two now in the area, I'm not necessarily for sure, but I may roll some dice. I may go, these escaped slaves went back to their boss. Did they, whatever. So just bear that in mind. So don't.
I'm sure somebody will remember, because Carl won't, but somebody else will remember Carl saying, "Hey man, there's going to be consequences for attacking this slave caravan, right?"
So yeah, I don't want to give you guys too much help, but like I said,
Right.
just bear that in mind.
Somebody will remember that.
Yeah, don't get too comfortable.
You check out to see where the slaves were from, and you knew that they were going back to their village. They will most likely welcome us in that village and give us a place to be while you recover.
That village was destroyed.
Oh.
And these people they told Ian that they were going to go to the place of the spirits, which is this valley that's a couple days journey into the deep jungle, which might have sanctuary still, but that would be way out of your way. And that could be a possible long-term sanctuary. I wouldn't.
Yeah, but Carl was the translator, and he's the only one who would have known where it is. Does he even know where it is anymore?
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, your ranger functions are gone too.
Okay, well, we could always just sort of hide out in one of the destroyed village buildings.
How much food do we have? How much hunting do we have? How much water do we have?
Yeah, this changes the whole perspective of the adventure, right?
We might want to fall back and regroup. Like literally fall back to the...
Even take a long rest, perhaps.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, let's get back to our real base camp and reevaluate what we need to do. Because we don't have... If we encounter that again, and that situation there, if one of us would have fallen into one of those zombies, or if Carl would have turned into one, we'd all be dead. All of us.
Now, here's another consequence as well. If you go away for a day or two, that creature's still alive.
Yeah, I was planned for that. Because of my lack of ranged attacks, because
I will
a weapon.
Yeah, I'm gonna just sling it to death.
Just hold on. Let Brian finish here.
I chose to add a couple of vials of oil.
Yeah.
To my inventory so that they could be used as Molotov cocktails. We could burn that plant to death.
It's a plant. It's a plant. It will respond to fire
Okay,
and smoke.
again, I will let you guys think about the consequences of that for a
I was
minute.
just thinking I could use my sling and just sling it to death from a distance.
That sling would be ineffective against it.
I'd
You're
like
not
to-
sure how to kill it. Like, you guys haven't, you're not sure where the heart of it is or what it is. All you know, there are a bunch of these vines intermeshed with the other foliage that have these yellow blossoms on them.
We want to burn
It
the
would be like
foliage.
stepping on a flower.
We want to burn the flowers and the plant, and then dig it up and burn it some more, and remove all the roots from the ground. And
Chop it up, then hang it, and then burn it, and then
Right.
dismember it.
yes,
Right, burning I think might be our way to go. If we can
Cook
maybe
it,
set
eat it.
bonfires, a set of bonfires. Well, I mean, now we know that it's something that you breathe in, right?
yeah.
You also know, like, how to avoid the worst of that.
Can't hold your breath and move fast.
Yeah, cover your mouth.
And there's other precautions you could take in case somebody does get enthralled. Tie a rope. I don't know. But
Okay, hold on. Before things, we have a couple of them dead near us, right?
the zombies, and there's a
And the
sword.
wizard has levitated up somewhere. Where is he
Yeah,
going?
Well, he comes near to you guys. He had to leave, but I'm playing him as an NPC, and he's holding a sword in his hand, awkwardly bringing it up to you guys
Well,
as you guys are discussing what you're gonna do.
well,
and he goes,
I'm all for going to the nearest village to buy barrels of gunpowder to fix this problem.
Gunpowder. What is this?
What is gunpowder?
Now, bear in mind as well, you guys have been making some noise,
Jeez.
quite a bit of noise, and spells going off and combat. And as well, bear in mind the effects of a big column of black smoke in the middle of the jungle.
Well, we haven't lit anything yet.
Small. Yeah, well, you guys are thinking about it.
We don't
That
even have
fire
anything to
spell.
light yet. Yeah.
So I rolled for random encounters already
yeah.
a couple times, just so you know as the time's ticking and stuff, and you guys are deciding on the plans. Something didn't decide apparently not to investigate anything yet. And this is kind of out of the way. This little side spot is pretty secluded, but
Okay, listen here. I don't know. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's very difficult for me to play a character with only 8 intelligence, and so let me know if I'm overstepping my bounds as far as like intelligence goes. But if that, and pointing over at those yellow flowers, if that is here, then
More
nothing
zombie.
passes through here. Nothing passes through here. Nothing. So this might be our secret entrance in. But well, I mean, entrance to where? I don't know. It looks like it's going underneath and sort of circumventing the main portal. But if this is a way to get in, nothing goes back and forth through here.
Except zombies, and we don't want to have to deal with more of those.
And I heard noises in there.
What sort of noises?
I can't recall. What sort of noises were they?
you'll have to tell me.
You
This actually leads to a legitimate question. If somebody points out we're hearing noises, I could go over there and start listening in and see what I hear, because I actually have a percentage to try that.
But there's the flowers.
Yeah, you guys.
I'll
I
go
can
that close.
I can go through it. I'm pretty good at dodging.
Wrap yourself up real good.
You know what? I'm kind of feeling like we need to go and get Carl to where he can rest and recover, and we'll see how long that takes and what opportunities that presents. For instance, during that month or so that it takes to do that, we could learn a language. I've got open language slots, so I could maybe learn from the locals.
Learn the Olmec, which is what
Yeah.
we're speaking, right? Carl will remember how to speak Olmec once his intelligence gets to about 12.
Now, that would require some work on my part. If you guys are going to go and find a refuge in the jungle, or go to try to find allies, the jungle is a very dangerous place. A lot can happen in a month. You guys could get completely lost. Your ranger's lost his abilities. You don't know where you're going.
I was going to say, guys, as much fun as it sounds like trying to actually do this the right way, I'm wondering if we shouldn't just ride the damn rail and let this go forward.
I was going to just say, he's still a good fighter. Still got a 7th level fighter on your hands. He's not a complete dunce. 8 intelligence is
Slightly below average.
Just irritatingly ignorant.
He's just a bit. He's slow. He's a bit slow.
Put a 7 charisma on top of that, and imagine what you're dealing with here.
Well,
but he can.
What's your strength?
Carl's strength is a 17. Right?
Okay, so we have the fucking Hulk on our hands.
Yeah, we got a good fighter. Give him a weapon.
I've got a 17 Constitution as well.
Now, how many spells do you guys got left?
I got 1.
So there's the issue there. Now,
we have to rest anyway. Like we have to recover from that encounter. That encounter really wore us down.
I just damaged him like severely.
Yeah, I'm down 46. I'm down 16 hit points.
Okay, then I suggest you guys get going one way or another, because I'm kind of keeping a real-time counter.
We do need that.
Say again?
We need somewhere where we can rest for 8 hours.
Oh yeah, you'll have to get off the mountainside.
Yeah.
Or
let's fall back. Let's fall back into the jungle.
So you don't have a ranger. Now, who would be the best? The elf would probably be your...
Actually, I did say I did have a bit of hunting background.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, and hold on. I want to be able to bid for this. Even though I'm not a ranger anymore, I still have memories. I still know.
Yes. Yeah, you would have a woodsman or in jungle aspect woodsman background. So
we did just merely approach this area an hour ago. I mean.
Yeah. So okay, you can.
We're also not talking about going so far back into the jungle that we have to re-find this place.
Right, we just want to fall back enough so maybe we can set up a fire.
It's scary. I used to be a timber cruiser in the forest in British Columbia, and boy, you can get turned around quick. And if you're not don't know what you're doing and don't have a compass, yeah, I've been in situations where I was just separated from the crew for anyway.
Right, let's add snakes and monkeys and slavers to this.
Oh, and then the humid weather and just the dangers. I mean, the jungle's even more than a forest. This is like tropical rainforest with gullies and rivers and quicksand. I mean, you guys, for every hour you travel through like just rough jungle, you have a chance of someone falling in quicksand, let alone stumbling across some territory of some carnivorous apes.
You can
or
fall
something.
back 100 meters, 200 meters, something like that. So we don't want to lose sight of where we're at, or hopefully lose direction. Mind you, I do have a lodestone and a needle. Yeah,
but to be safe, you'd have to move significantly further away. Realistically, you're not sure about creatures sensing you by smell or whatnot, or what you're dealing with here.
I want to put if you look at my I sent you a PDF of my equipment list or whatever, but I do have a lodestone and a needle, which will
rudimentary compass.
Correct. All you got to do is put a puddle of water in my hand and drop that in it, and we might be all right. So at least we can get some bearings. I mean, even though I'm not a ranger, I still have the tools needed. So if maybe we can triangulate, and we can just withdraw into the wood a bit. Yeah.
So you guys are going to leave for now and recuperate. So you guys leave. You head off the mountain, and you take whatever was here with you and retreat.
Oh, that sword is with our mage, right?
X has it right now.
Could we get a little bit more of an idea of these three? I think there were 3 zombies that had already been turned by this plant. What are they? Are they all tribesmen, or are they?
No, it appears they're humanoids. The big one might have been some sort of bugbear or something previously, or something like that, with armor and whatnot. Another one was a human, and another one was a native. So they're all separate, and they just probably were victims of this creature over the time. And then, yeah, you kind of realize that he turns bodies into like little seed units that walk off, and then they said after a month they just fall over and die, and then turn into another one of these things.
Do they have any like form of identification, like similar to like dog tags almost?
So you investigate. You guys spend a few minutes checking them over, and know they're deteriorated too far at this point, and they're kind of rusty. And the jungle works quickly on stuff. No, there's no like tattoo or indication like that that you know of.
I think that we may have. I think we may have stumbled upon maybe a back entrance to this area. To underneath it. We don't know how far back this tunnel goes, of course, but I think that we might have found a back entrance. The thing that I'm mostly concerned about is that bugbear, because remember those tracks that we saw on the the traffic tracks that we saw, which were many. Yeah, that might be them, which means that we might be looking at a cluster of these things because they don't seem to be. It doesn't seem to be a one-off, and they're also not really indigenous to this area. Yep. I don't believe so. So we might be looking at a tribe or a warband of them here. If they're passing around, you know what I mean? And one got caught in this.
And it's common. They're the type that kind of gravitate to evil places and work for, are the bully boys or, the strong men.
I'm just sort of going to walk off and keep on watching. I'm going to ready my sling in case anything shows up.
Now, how far off the mountain do you want to go? It would take you a couple hours to go down and find
less than a kilometer if possible.
Okay, now do you go into the jungle or do you stay close to that sort of trail you followed up here?
Let's stay right on the trail. Does that trail follow a river or anything?
No.
Have we seen a river on our way here?
Yep. There was one a little ways back, and there's a valley, a steep valley. It was cut through.
Can we find a spot to camp somewhere alongside that river?
Yeah, you'd have to go back a little ways further. You'd be about a couple kilometers, and that would take you at least a couple hours, maybe, once you go to the valley.
That works because that'll take us off the beaten path and give us a little bit of privacy. It'll give us fresh water. We can maybe fish from there. So,
right.
Let's do what we can. Yeah, I think that's a good idea as well. Sorry, Carl is half still stunned by that. But yeah, it's a good idea. I have a question to the DM here. If I know that I'm temporarily incapacitated as far as my class skills go, but I mean do I still know the area at all?
Yes.
I mean, I didn't.
You would have region lore.
Right, I didn't just lose all of that.
No, you just can't track really
no tracking.
well.
My surprise abilities are not different. They're normal.
So it is a hit.
Officially,
right?
Class functions though are gone.
It seems to me like you would still have basic survival skills and maybe some navigation skills.
Oh yeah, and he still has lived in the jungle for the last I don't know how long.
Yeah,
right. So I'm at least as good as any of the tribesmen around here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm willing to accept that. But so you can start fires and you can make shelters and you know how to fish. You know what snakes to avoid and hey, don't touch that butterfly or whatever, right?
Right. So those aren't.
I'm going to use that to my advantage.
Yeah. Those aren't ranger specific skills. They're literally just knowledge specific skills.
Background proficiencies in a way.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll accept that. So you guys do this, and you travel for 2 hours, and I'm just have to make another.
Man, that was hard.
Okay, there's not a lot of traffic today apparently, but you did notice that this trail has been used in. Well, last time you checked it, now you're not a ranger, but you do remember that it had been used within a few days.
Right.
Yeah, there had been a large train that left this place, and it might even have.
Ooh.
Now you guys can think about that for a minute.
Slaves.
Yeah, but it's now you can connect the dots here. I don't know who's your smart guy now.
Me. I've got a 16 or 15. 15.
So make a intelligence check. I'll let you guys think about that. Actually, there's.
Well, look, if there's traffic, and not if, but when we encounter traffic here, they're obviously slaving they're moving slaves and probably also goods as well, and they might be raiders as well. And they're moving from that somewhere up in that area to the coast. What do you think?
Now, and also bear in mind your events. Roughly about a day and a half now, 2 days ago, you guys intercepted a group, a slave train.
Well, plus
now that
Paul
you've
has seen
run
these
across
moves
these
before,
tracks,
it wasn't
that might have
uncommon.
possibly come from this area.
If that's the case, if the slaves are coming from the other side of that cavern that we explored, and they're headed back the way that we came towards that port city to be shipping them off, and we need time to recover here anyway, we might as well set up some sort of like a what's the word, embargo, like prevent the slaves from doing their thing.
What, like become the tax man?
No, like
Stop it! Blockade them.
A blockade.
I'll warn you that you guys are a small group.
This would be very problematic. We might be better, and
let's not get too
I
complex
don't-
here.
I don't
I don't want to
guys-
sound patronizing because my intelligence is low. But what if we were to hijack a slave caravan?
and do what with it?
Then we become the slave masters, and we can go where we need to go.
Now, guys, before we get too into this, let's keep it simple. You guys retreated to your spot in the jungle.
Yep.
You're going to recover now because you're hurt, hit points, spells. So for now, that's going to occupy your time. Right? Learning your spells back and recovering for 8-10 hours, right?
Yeah.
And trying to remember, like
Now, unless you want to head
stuff.
back in the middle of the night, you'll have to wait till the next morning. And I recommend that in the jungle.
Yeah, we're not. I don't think I'm smart enough to be able to place 2 and 2 together and be like, even if the ranger who's now full retard was to be like, let's go back, I'd be like, yeah, no, not happening.
Thanks, man.
And
I get charcoal and pull it all over my face there.
now this could possibly be a good time to actually stop, unless you guys want to play longer. We still have to wrap a few things up. It'll take a little while. And
I'm
there's
up,
an
I'm
event.
up for the session, but yeah, we're gonna need some serious recuperation.
We burned nearly all of our highest level spells.
Okay. So you guys, well then, let's talk about the sword. X pulls out.
What type of sword is it?
It's a long sword.
Okay. On the absolute plus side of this, guys, you waste all your high level spells. I killed 2 zombies with first level spells.
Hey, now it's too soon to count coup, man. Don't worry.
Nice. Now, the sword, it's probably magical just because it feels so light and sharp and unvarnished. And
What
it
color
also, let me have a quick look here. It's interesting. The blade has etched in the blade or kind of like a scale pattern, kind of like a reptile scale pattern.
Is anyone skilled and proficient in longsword?
And it's got a serrated blade on it.
Lizard killer, huh?
Yeah, apparently. We don't have. I wonder if you could identify this at the moment. The mage X is going to make a intelligence check, which he passes.
Kind of like a bard would.
Yeah, and he's assessing it, and he's see, there's ruins here. Yes, it is a +1 longsword, but this thing is powerful against reptiles. +4 against all reptile types, which in the jungle is probably going to come in handy. So it is a longsword +1, magical. It has no special abilities, however. NSA. And it's +4 versus all reptile types.
What does that mean, NSA?
No special abilities.
Okay. I saw that twice on the tables of magic items. I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, because they can have intelligence and egos, swords, and they can have special, they can...
I love
Yeah.
Who is there any amongst us who have a proficiency in longsword, or is I
True.
don't. Carl doesn't.
I mean, you dropped back down to fighter. Wouldn't you like?
Yeah, but I still
be
have the
able to
same
use it?
proficiencies, and
Right.
he doesn't. I'm proficient in short sword, broadsword, and scimitar for bladed weapons.
Nice.
If there's no one in the group that can use that sword, we might be able to barter it off for a cure for Carl.
That's exactly what I was thinking earlier, but since I'm too dumb to think about that, yeah.
Well, I'm okay with
Smarter than
going back
Carl.
down eventually to try this, but I don't know if it's a smart move to go back in the middle of the night.
Now,
No, we
and
should wait till
Ian,
day.
be careful you're not getting weapon specialization mixed up. Like when you have weapon proficiencies.
No, I have 6 proficiencies. Rangers and fighters are identical with the amount of proficiencies and the amount they get per level, and I do have it completely written down. And he's proficient in scimitar, short composite bow, hand axe, thrown hand axe, short sword, and broadsword. So longsword is not part of that.
Okay, you sure you have to be that specific? You just don't have to go one-handed edge, like for.
That's up to you. I chose individual weapon names.
No, and that's
And I have for swords I've got short sword, broadsword, and
And
scimitar.
it makes a big difference. A big difference between a scimitar and a longsword, right?
It was because of his fighting style. He's in the jungle. He's been in for a long time. It's actually a falchion, so like a machete, a heavy machete.
Now
It's a jungle weapon.
X can't use it, which is too bad.
I can't use it.
No.
You can use short swords, rapiers, dagger.
Oh, wait a minute. Donella can use it.
Oh, look at that! Look at that now. Yeah, the difference is his falchion has no hilt, or it has no cross hilt.
Holy, look at that.
It's a fine chopper. Ooh, that's beautiful.
Nice.
I love this because when you look at the blade, you can see hammer marks.
Oh wow.
You can see hammer marks on the blade.
It was
I love
really
it.
it was forged.
+2 letter opener.
Plus a letter opener.
Real wood.
You know what? I demand a copish.
Wow.
Okay, so yeah, it's up to the dungeon master. I just went ahead and took every single weapon entry as an independent type of specialization or
And that's
proficiency.
yeah, I see what you mean. And I'll have to take a double check, but I'm not sure if they really demand that.
I've got broadsword, scimitar, and short sword.
Because a broadsword
a
is
druid
very similar.
instrument.
No, you can use a longsword too. Yeah,
Okay, well
if
then-
you've got broadsword as well. I mean, you've got everything in the spectrum except that one. I mean,
Except for the two-handed stuff. That's
that's another story. Yeah. No, I'll give you the longsword. It's
druid
close enough to
instrument.
broadsword.
if I were to hold it, then I could just be like, okay, hey, that's
So-
that's a noise weapon.
So you have that. Somebody has to be able to use this sword. It's a great sword.
Well, Carl
That-
can use it then if you're giving him edged weapons.
Yeah.
That's a
Single
cool
and double edged.
Now, clerics, you can select different spells now for the next day. That's a neat item.
The weapon I threw up, that's a copish.
Oh wow.
They are awesome against. You can use those to hook a shield and then stab around behind it.
What they're used for in Egyptian lore is you would use that weapon to hook people out of a fucking chariot. That's why it's built that way.
The
Yeah.
Thrac-
That's like
yeah.
curved, so you could get them out of the chariot, pull them down, and stab them to death.
The Thracians had a similar weapon with a forward-pointing tip that go around shields.
Yeah,
But,
there's a half a dozen pole arms that do the same
Right.
thing.
No, this is a sword.
But the way that you fought in the Middle East during the height of the Egyptian dynasties was you fought most of them fought from chariot. That was the heaviest fighting chariots, and also they used those big ass shields. Egyptian
Yeah.
shields are big. If you've never seen one,
I heard the suggestion that we might be drawing the game for a close. Are we going to do that for a couple more hours, or what do we want to do?
Yep. You guys want to head back up? I can play for a little bit more, but it wouldn't be,
Okay, yeah, actually we should let's regroup here. What do we want to do here? Because we're so seriously depleted as a party.
going back
You know
to
what I
town
mean?
is not a bad idea, guys. It's really
Well, what is town? We're in the middle of the jungle. We're several days out of even the closest settlement, which would be probably like a tribal settlement of some sort.
Yeah.
We could completely withdraw. I mean, like, how much do you think that this
Get out.
We're going into this. We're going into this area. Do you think that if we came back a month and a half later, things would change that much?
Like I said, the dice might speak. There might be some heightened security if those escaped slavers might have been connected with the powers that be or whatever.
Told you we should have knocked everyone. We don't attack them unless you can make sure there's no survivors.
As well. Now, but if you waited a long time, that security
Carl,
would probably relax after a while as well.
Okay,
arguably.
well, at least we know that there is potentially a side entrance, and we know how to deal with that, right?
Yeah.
So if we come back here, even like a week later or a month later, there may be more of those Yellow Musk zombies. And the Yellow Musk Creeper is still alive, so nothing else is going to happen there, because the Yellow Musk Creeper is probably not going to discriminate. It's going to, everything that walks through that is going to turn into a zombie. So let's focus on that. That might be our new entrance. Whether it's a week from now or a month from now, we can still come back here. However, there might be patrols or cordon that we might have to sneak through. But if we can get Carl back to being a ranger, which is going to take 5 weeks, from what I understand, if we can get him back to being a ranger, he will be able to guide us in probably effectively and utilize that second entrance. If we can't, I personally, as a player, am going to opt to take a new character because he's useless.
Well, that's not a bad idea. Honestly, I'm really considering. I'm wondering if we're going to be in the situation we're in. I'm starting to doubt Stefanos as a character for this, because a 3-hit die character is not going to fucking survive this. There's no way in hell.
Not without a lot of backup.
Yeah, he's going to die.
Which we have the backup, but
Well, all it takes is something getting through the front lines to him. He's dead. There's not ands, ifs, or buts about that. He is dead.
There's a paladin available still, and we could go back.
I can create characters.
I have a bit of problem with that. Like, we have this party and these characters.
yeah, we're gonna have to be careful.
It's a challenge to kind of use with what you got.
Well,
This is what we have, but it's just gonna open us up. We're gonna have to spend some time then recovering.
Yeah, well, that or, I don't, Darren, we all know at this point to know, I don't care. If you want to stick with the characters you got, I don't mind. But if we're going to switch characters, people will start switching characters up, then I would do the same thing, because there's no way in hell that I'm going to survive.
No place for a 3rd level mage at all.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that there is a place for Carl for sure, but not when he's lost all his ranger's abilities. Then he's got and he's got innate intelligence.
I don't know why you're being so hard on him. I mean, he's still an effective fighter.
He is, but he is also just a fire sponge right now.
Well, I was to say he's a good fighter with damage output, but he's got to
re-equip because he's equipped as a ranger, and so he's got to re-equip with heavier weapons and heavier armor,
which we don't have the money for.
We're in the middle of the jungle anyway, so we're gonna have to cross the ocean and come back. But in the time that it takes to do that, if his intelligence is coming back, if it is recoverable, he will come back as a ranger in the same amount of time. So we might as well just wait it out, right? Yeah. Because he's a really good asset to the party.
Yeah,
a complete withdrawal.
Yeah, at this point, it's about just getting to where we can recover our capacities.
So So the real question is: do we believe that if we actually pulled back, because we haven't made a mark on them except for by attacking one caravan, which could have happened anyways, by anyone, any tribal people, any creature encounter, you know what I mean? There was a few survivors that said, "Oh, there's some armed people," but after a month and a half, do you think that they're going to remember us?